All right, I think we are good to go. Okay, I think we're good to go. Everybody hear the audio? We're good to go. Awesome, awesome. All right, so this is we're back live streaming again, and today we're gonna go ahead and take user suggestions and comments, and we're gonna try to build whatever you guys want, really, more or less. And then we're also gonna be promoting some fun stuff that's going on with CG Cookie right now. I'm Kenny Phases, so I'll be our host today. Welcome back to the live stream, guys. Super happy to have you back here. This should be a fun one. So we already have some suggestions in the chat, so I'm gonna kind of collect a few suggestions first. We're gonna do some notes here. So our first suggestion looks like it's going to be build an EVA unit 1 head. Okay, so like the head specifically of that person or that character. We have a couple hellos. Hello and welcome, guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in here. Let me go ahead and make sure my audio is working correctly. I believe that it is. Welcome back, guys. Looks like we got a nice little audience here today. So I did some research, some real quick research on what this EVA head thing is. I just want to kind of go ahead and make sure I have the correct thing. Wow, this is actually a complex one. Oh, wow, look at this. This is definitely some interesting modeling going on here. Some complex shapes. We could definitely try to create something like this. I'm assuming this is the correct character right here. So yeah, all right, let's go for it. Let me get, do this, head. Here we go. Okay, yeah, I wanted to get like kind of some different angles here. Wow, that is a complex thing, but we can definitely try it out. Wow, look at that. So we're gonna have to go with some reference images here. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Yeah, we're going to definitely have to try this one out. Definitely a good modeling challenge. So one of the things I'll say is like when we model things in Blender, we want to have like multiple angles for the object itself. This is a good angle right here. Let me see if, is there a blueprint? Maybe I can get a blueprint for this. Oh, here we go. Okay, we might be able to do a blueprint. This is it looks like this is a very highly drawn and like sketched thing. Wow, look at that. Okay, this is gonna be, oh, here we go. This is pretty much exactly what I want, I think. Whew, this is gonna be a tough one. I'll try my best though. Is there any detailed Bobcat T190? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Let's try to knock this one out real quick, and then we'll do the Bobcat. But let me write that one down. Just say Bobcat T190. All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, this is gonna be an interesting one. I'm trying to find like really good angle. I mean, this one's we can probably go with this one. We'll try it out. Let's try it out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click and drag this directly into Blender so we have it. So now we have our reference image here. So what I'll probably do is flip it up first, okay? So the goal here, I'll need one, two, I'll at least need 3 angles. So with each one of these, I'm going to scale these up a little bit. I'm going to have to try my best to like center this, right? Like we don't have like the exact center, but we can kind of like estimate here. All right, okay, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to go like this. So here's what I'll probably do. This is probably the best way to do it. I'm gonna make a reference cube for like the size of the head, just the general size. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on our X-ray mode here, just so I can get like the scaling, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, so that's like the general like height of the head. And then what I'll do is I will bring this guy in here. We'll go ahead and get like our side profile as well, which is gonna be this one. So let's go ahead and size that up. So now look, you can see we have from top to bottom here. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll tab into edit mode, SY, and we'll kind of do something like this. So now we kind of have like the general like dimensions, if you will, of it. So now I have my side view here, I have my front view here, and then we need a top-down view. So I will flatten this guy, and then I'll bring him in like this. So now our top-down view is gonna look like this. And it looks like whoever made this did a good job, because look, everything's lining up really nice, which is great. Now it's not gonna be perfect, right? And there's only one that we're missing. Let me just bring this over here. There's one that we're missing, and that is gonna be the back view. So I'll just duplicate this. We'll hide these other guys for just a second, and then we'll line up our, where's the back view? There's the, okay. So we'll line up our back view right there. Ooh, this is tough because how do we know? I guess that's the top, so it'll be something like that. Awesome. Okay, I think we have everything we need here. So I'll probably start with just maybe like the front view and the side view. So this will be a tough model. I won't lie to you guys. This is going to be a tough one just because there's a lot of weird like curvature at the top. So I'm just going to try my best. My forte is really not modeling. It's more like physics and things like that, visualizations, but this will be a fun one. Let me just go ahead and take a look at the comments real quick and then we'll get started on this one. So far, we have some really good comment user suggestions. I'm going to say viewer suggestions. All right. Someone said mine is easy. I'm on day 7 to 8. You're a noob. No, you're not a noob. No. Alan Backer display. Wait, what? Alan. Wait. Where does it say that? I just lost it. Alan Backer display construction and destruction. I've never heard of this. I don't know what that is, but okay. Bloodborne trick weapon. My choice. Okay. And then we have Alan Backer. Oh. Okay, all right, I see your comment. You commented it like 5 times. I got it written down. Don't worry. Okay, let's start. Let's just start with this and let's see how we do. Oh my goodness. I appreciate the comments, guys. All right, here we go. Okay. All righty. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and try to model this to the best of our abilities. I think I'll just start like with the sections. Now, luckily, this is already colored. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this, but I am going to save this. I'm going to say scale reference. You know what would be crazy challenge is if we did this all in geometry nodes. Oh, man, that would be tough. All right, so the chin. I want to get a good angle of this. The chin looks like we actually, you know what? I might start it from the side profile. All right, I'll just start with a cube. I'll go ahead and tab into edit mode. I do think we might be able to just like start with a cube. I might even just be able to model this little green like chin piece first. Yeah, I feel like we can probably do that. So let's just like model the chin piece first. Now I know it's not perfectly centered, but we're just gonna like do our best here that we can. I am gonna take my bottom face here. I'm just gonna extrude it down. Oopsies, I don't know how that happened. There we go. Extrude it down, scale it. Go to my side view here, and then I'm going to try to like match everything up to like the best of my abilities. Again, this isn't going to be like perfect by any means, but what I'll do is I will go ahead and flatten these two. Okay, we'll go ahead and flatten these, SY0 to flatten. And then what we can do is we can actually like rotate these, which is really cool. I'll do the same here, SY0, because now that I have like the general shape of it, now I can go ahead and I can move it into place, right? I can go move it right here. I can take this piece and this piece. I can move it over here like so. And then I'll probably just at the end, I want to double check both angles. Kind of looks like it just kind of flattens out and then it has like a slight curve upwards at the end. So I think what I'll do is I will extrude this down and then I'll just move this back face. I'll rotate it a little bit and kind of like try my best to like scale it out. There we go. And then we'll flatten everything once we're done. But I'm just getting like the general shape of whatever this thing is. I really don't know what this is, but we're going to try our best here to kind of like get it as good as we can get it. Are we going to sculpt or topology? I'll probably just do like regular modeling. I won't do... It's a surprise. Don't know about Alan Backer. Yeah, I don't know who that is. You're making your own game and you want custom assets for the game. You're trying to learn Blender, but I just don't understand trying to make lightning type of thing. You don't know how to shape. Okay. One thing I will really quickly shout out, if you guys don't mind, just because like it's part of the reason I'm live streaming today is because I'm so excited to announce something. So I'm just going to kind of throw it out there real quick because there's something that I've been working on really hard with the CG Cookie team. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in the comments. We are working on coming out with a new version of Core. So if you want to check that out, it's on Super Hive right now. This isn't product placement, but it kind of is because I actually teach physics in there. So if you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. All right, this looks good so far. Again, just kind of going to my side view. I'm just kind of checking. Okay, so like it looks like this edge right here. We'll just select this edge. This is going to come up a little bit. Maybe something like that. This doesn't have to be necessarily perfect, but we're going to get it like as accurate as we can. Remember, we can only be as accurate as like the reference that we actually have, right? So we just got to be like kind of cognizant of that. Okay, I'll just go ahead and select these guys here. I'm going to kind of just shift click and select a few edges here. Just kind of move them a little bit. I actually want them to cut into my general shape because I want them to, they're going to kind of coincide with the shape, if that makes sense. All right, this is looking good so far. I feel pretty confident that that's like more or less the general shape of that like chin piece. And then what we'll do is we'll actually, what is that? Do you have the ability to show the mouse clicks? Yes, I do. There we go. Do I have them up there now? Hold on. There we go. Sorry, guys. There's the mouse clicks right there on the top section, top left section. There we go. All right, can you guys see mouse clicks? Awesome. If that's too big, let me know, but I think that should probably be okay. All right, next up, let's do this blue piece. Now, actually, for this blue piece, I'll just add in another cube. Now, in edit mode, I'm going to scale this down and move it, but I want to label everything because I want to make sure we're keeping track of our model because we want to stay organized here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name this green chin bottom. I don't know, something like that is fine. And then for this piece, I'm going to call this blue jaw because I feel like this is like the jaw piece of the character. This will be a tough one because there's a lot of complexity to this piece, but I'm going to kind of block it out first. So let's go ahead and tab into edit mode here. Let's kind of bring this down, scale it down. I think we can probably start at the bottom. Yeah, let's start at the bottom. I'm going to hide this piece so I can see what I'm doing. Yep, scale it out. And this is exactly why we kind of like start from the bottom up, right? And I'll go ahead and I'll click on my top face. I'll kind of like extrude this up. Now I think there's two parts to this. There's like this front part that goes up and out, and then there's a back section that tucks in, and it's kind of like, it's almost like concave, if you will. So this is the front part that goes up and then in. So I'm going to do that first. I think I have a general idea on how to do that. I'm just thinking it through before I model it. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to move this back on the Y. So it's going to look kind of like that, right? This is kind of that piece that tucks back like that. So if you look, right, this is that piece. Kind of scale it out. And we'll take this loop cut here, and we'll just scale this out on the X. So now we have something that looks like that, right? That's kind of like that general piece right there. Not bad. We're lining it up pretty good so far. And then it tucks back and it extends out. So I think what I'll do is I'll just add in here 2 loop cuts like that, and then we'll take the middle and extrude it outwards. I think that'll work. Let's try it. We'll kind of take these 2 pieces and this piece, and we'll extrude it on the Y like that. Right, so now we kind of have that like extruded part there, and I think we can probably model it from there. So now let's just try to like get like the actual like proportions correct. So I think I'll select this bottom edge here and this one. Just kind of bring these over on the Y, kind of start lining everything up to the best of our abilities. And then we'll take this edge, bring it right here. We'll bring this guy down like right here. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. Let me look at it from this view. You can't really tell like what's happening over here, but this jaw does like extend out. So we're going to have to like figure that out. I think what I'll do is I'll take these 2 edges and I'll scale them out on the X like this. This might look weird at first, but I actually think this might actually work. And then I'll take the 2 vertices, I'll scale them in. Let's just see what this is looking like so far. It's actually not looking terrible. I think that's like the general shape. The only thing I'm having issues with is this piece down here because I want this to come out more. So we want this edge to come out a little bit more. And we want this edge to come in more. And also this probably shouldn't be scaled like that. Something more like that. All right, I'm pretty happy with this so far. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's really tough to tell like from a side view what's happening until you look back at the front view. And even like right now I'm realizing, wait a second, like this needs to come out even more, right? Because this is only like part of it. Also, I do not know how that got weird like that, but we'll fix it in a sec. How the heck did it get uneven? Or is it not uneven? No, is it uneven? Didn't it look uneven from the front? Hold on a second. How the heck? I do not know how in the heck did that happen? Oh no, what did I do? Looks fine from here. Does not look fine from there, which is weird because it looks fine everywhere else. Oh, bro, what did I do? I did something weird and funky. That's okay. I have an idea, actually. I'll make a loop cut in the middle, and we'll do a little bit of mirror modifier action here. We'll just cut one side in half, and then we'll mirror it on the X. Yeah, we'll mirror it on the X. Yeah. So we'll go here. We'll just delete all this stuff over here, and we'll do a little bit of mirror modifier action. Now we should have not perfect topology, sorry. Well, not perfect topology, but we will have something that's like actually like physically accurate and it's symmetrical, which is what it should be. This is looking pretty decent so far. Okay, let's go ahead and add this little like weird thing right there. That piece is gonna be like, almost like this piece. It's gonna be kind of just like a cube. We're gonna scale it down, move it over here. And then I think I'm just going to do something like really, really simple, like literally almost like a triangle, if you will. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, bring that up. Okay, good. Again, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's gonna look good when it's done. All right, let's look for the front view here. And it looks like this piece kind of like bows out like that as well. I have an extra vertex. Oh, I had an extra vertex. Yeah. You connected to the inner vertex. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. If you go into edit mode, you might see it. All right, here we go. What was I gonna do? Okay, so we need it to come in like that. Go up, and then it goes out to the edge. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I think we might do the same thing here. We might just cut it in half. Go back. I'm going to cut this one in half as well, just because I think that worked really well for us last time. And then I'm going to shift click. Where's our other guy here? I should show you guys a cool trick. Some people probably already know this trick, but we'll go ahead and do this. So if you take this piece that should be cut in half and you shift click something else, Control L, you can actually copy the modifiers over, which is a really nice little trick there. All right. And now we go back. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll spread out the back. We want to have one more loop cut, bring that part forward. So I'll bring a loop cut right here. And then what I'll do is I'll push this part forward, bring the other part back. I believe that should work. You just, yeah, we just what? And the vertex will disappear? What's that? Wait, I don't understand. I don't think I'm understanding what you're saying, but that's fun. It sounds funny. Like, it sounds funny. All right. Good. And then this part, I think if we just bring this back, yeah, like that, and then just kind of bring it like right here, and look kind of like that, and then we have to bring that other part back too. This is a funky looking shape. Technically, you probably shouldn't build it like this, but I do think I have to go back because I actually realized why I was doing that one part originally with the loop cut now. Okay, and then I'll bring this part back now. All right, we'll bring it back here. Something kind of like that, I feel like will be kind of accurate. That looks pretty decent. Yep, and then in the front, we want to have, there's this almost like this can you guys see that? There's like a concave part. If I can hide this, there's like this concave part that goes like up and in. I think we can achieve that as well. I'm just like really focused on like, what does this thing actually look like? Okay, yeah, looks good. It kind of spreads out in the front too. So like this part right here will probably come out more like that. Yep, and then for the concave part, I think what we'll do is maybe like one more loop cut, and then we'll press it in just ever so slightly at the top. So I think I'll do a loop cut here. I might do a loop cut here, right about there. And I think we can just press this. I don't want to do one more loop cut, actually. I think we can just press this center face in like this, right? But what we want to do, I want one more loop cut right here and right here. And then I think if we press this face in, we might be able to get that very small concave shape. Yep. Do one more right here as well. Perfect. Now, yes, you could probably do like a bevel crease or something like that, but I'm trying to do this without doing that, if that makes sense. All right, that looks good. And then I'll take this edge and I will bring it out like that. I think we got that. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know. I feel like I'm probably overthinking it, but I think it looks pretty good. Okay. All right. So far, we got the chin. we got the chin and the jaw. Hello, bro. Hello. How are you? You're a friend of Vertex PCMT. Nice. How long have I been using Blender? I've been using Blender for probably about 5 years or so. Maybe like probably at the most like 5 years, something like that. It's not looking terrible. I'm like pretty happy with it so far. I will say like this part's gonna throw me for a loop because it's really tough to. This was whoever suggested this one was good because this is actually a really complex character. It is a pretty complex face, I will say. But I do want to shout something out real quick. If you really, really want to learn modeling, like if you really want to learn it, not from me, from an actual expert, the link I just put in the description, you guys are going to want to check that out because I promise you that you're not going to learn from anybody better than who's actually teaching it in the new core course because that's where I learned all my modeling. I'm obviously not an expert, but I do my absolute best, right? I'm happy with like what we have so far. This is really basic and we'll probably apply like a very, very tiny bevel modifier to all this. In fact, I'll probably shift click all this, object apply scale, and then I might just add a very, very tiny bevel. Just add a very, very small bevel, like literally like 0.01. Why is that not working? Even smaller, 0.002 with maybe 5 segments, shaded auto smooth. Again, we're doing just like a really, really small bevel, like nothing crazy. And then once I have this set up, we'll do 0.002 and then 5, and then I'll copy it over to the rest. Copy modifiers, there we go. See that really small bevel? Now we're gonna get some weird results on this one because of the topology is a little bit strange. Are we getting like a weird result right here? Let me just see something. That looks a little bit better. This is not starting to look like, this is actually looking pretty decent here. Yeah, look at that. There we go. That looks good. So when we have like actual materials on this too, like if we went into render view, like added an area light just to show you guys, because I like to test and just like make sure everything is like looking correct. We're an EV. Ugh. I'll go to cycles. Sorry, no offense to my EV users out there, but I don't know. Cycles all the way. Cycles all the way. In Blender 3.6, how to get glow effect on grease pencil. I don't know, probably compositor, maybe fog glow. Or not fog glow, what's it called? Glare, I think. I must be super remedial then. I've been learning Blender since 2012 and I'm nowhere near you guys' level. I blame your old brain. You blame your brain cells? No, don't blame your brain cells, bro. He kept the notebook. I will. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Did I miss any questions? Okay, we'll pull up the notes real quick. I'm sorry, guys. We'll pull up the notes real quick. If you guys want, you guys can vote too. If you're like, you know what, this is going to take way too long, I want you to do the bulldozer instead. I'm fine with that. I'm here to do whatever you guys comment is what I'm going to try to build. Obviously, like every suggestion is going to take like a different amount of time, right? So, how to make something glow? What'd you say in grease pencil? Like maybe what we'll do. I'll tell you what. Maybe what we'll do just to make sure we get through everyone's comments is we'll do like maybe like 5 minutes per thing. That way we don't spend like too much time on one person's thing and we can get to the next person. Is everybody okay with that? Can you just comment? Let me know if you're okay with that. I'm trying to be fair to everybody. It's tough because sometimes a lot of comments come in. We want to make sure like we're getting to all of them, right? So, okay, Eevee is greater than Cycles. You like Eevee better than Cycles, really? Let's have the debate. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I think making Eevee work for a render, you have to really bend over backwards to make it work for a nice render. Now, for certain things like cartoon effects and whatnot, sure, like you can use Eevee, you get a really nice quick render. Obviously, the upside to Eevee is it renders really, really quickly, right? But it's not really like real light-based rendering. Like there's no like, it's like faked light bounces, right? Is what I'm pretty sure is, if my understanding is correct. All right, so what was the other one? So we got the glow, okay. Yep, I'm keeping a notebook. This looks very fun. Try it out after exams. You want to ask something else? Yeah, go comment it down below. Am I missing anybody's suggestions for things that they want? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so what we'll do, here's what we'll do. I promise we'll revisit this. Use Eevee for 3D backgrounds and comics? Okay. So like I said, like if you're really like just so you guys know, because I want to make sure like we're all on the same page here. If you're really looking to learn like true modeling, just want to show you this, okay? I'm just going to shout this out real quick because I really truly think this is one of the greatest courses of all time for modeling. This right here is what you want. And we have a new version coming out for version 2, which is Core, is it Core 2? I think it is. Yeah. Yep. Again, I'm just going to comment real quick just because I know you guys want to learn more. If you really want to learn from the experts, absolutely check out Core. And you know what? If you don't want to pay for something, that's fine too. We have an amazing new tutorial that I set up. I'll pull it up real quick. I'm just going to pull it up to show you guys. All right. Let's save this. We'll come back to it. There is a tutorial where I show you guys how to create, where is it? This one? Yeah, this one. So let me just go ahead and hide this. So we create this from scratch in Blender. We go through this entire tutorial. And what's really cool about this tutorial in particular is we're learning about modeling, we're learning about lighting, compositing, geometry nodes, shader editor. What else did we learn about? I think there was another one. I think I'm losing it. What was the other one? Did I say environment? I think kind of like an environment design. We talk a little bit about composition. The only thing we really don't cover is physics, but I cover that in the core fundamentals of physics, obviously. But I wanted to show you this because I thought you guys would appreciate that there's a whole tutorial and the source file on this. So if you're trying to like design something that looks really cool, like this is a really awesome render that we threw together, and we threw together like a full tutorial breakdown on how to create something like this. So just a quick shout out to that. Yeah. All right, let's see. You're cool with whatever speaks to me the most is what I can build. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'll show you guys one more cool thing that I threw together. This is a personal project of mine, and then we'll come back to all the suggestions. I thought you guys would appreciate this one. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So this is a product that I'm selling. So I won't link it because I'm not here to promote my product, but I just want to show you what this does. Basically, you can take any logo you want. We'll do this, is it this Ford one? Where is it? Oh yeah, we'll do the Ford logo for now. Not sponsored by any means, but I just want to show you what this does. So what you can do with this add-on, this is all geometry nodes, is you can actually go in here, you can adjust where this logo is. I'll adjust the size of it too. There we go, much better. All right, we'll do like 7, maybe like 12. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll do maybe 7 there. So I'm just going to try to center this thing real quick. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm placing a logo on this surface, right? Okay. We'll just place it right about, try to center it the best that I can. There we go. That looks good. So I'm going to center this logo, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my physics tab. I'm going to click on bake. And at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see below my face here, but at the bottom, what is happening is now Blender is now baking the simulation. And what it's going to do is it's going to take this logo, it's going to stitch it onto this surface. I'm just so excited I had to share this with you guys. This is something I've been working really, really hard on for the past, probably the past 2 weeks maybe, and I just finally launched it. So I'm not going to link it because I'm not here to sell my product. I'm just here to have fun with you guys. But I wanted to show you this because a lot of people wanted to know, like, how do you create something like this? I actually live streamed the entire process for the people that like really, really want to learn how to do this. But once you guys see what this looks like, you'll understand more why I'm like so excited about it. All right, it's almost done baking. I'll let it get to like frame 80, maybe 85, and then we'll pause it here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. Now here's the cool part, right? This is where it gets interesting. Let's go ahead and snap to the camera. So what I just created, and this took weeks, right? I'm gonna go ahead and press play. It's gonna play really, really slow. So we actually have a real physics cloth simulation, right? And then watch what happens here. Ready? The fabric, the logo that we gave it, it stitches it into the fabric. Boom, 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 right? And then I'll show you rendered view and you'll hopefully be impressed here. So it's literally stitching it. Now this is a really high density mesh, but here's what's really cool. Now we can come in here and we can be like, you know what? I know that Ford is mainly like blue and white, right? So, you know, for my fabric color, I'll choose a nice like deep blue. For my outline color, I think I'll just choose like pretty much a solid white. And then for my infill, I'll do like a light, maybe like a light or darker blue, maybe something like this. Right, and so now what you can do is you can come in here, we'll go forward in the simulation since it's all baked out, and now you have this really awesome, Oh, actually might make this a little bit darker. You have this like really, really nice, like pretty professional looking threaded look to your logo, right? And then what you can do is you can also enable the fuzz as well. So if you zoom in, you can kind of see like the fuzz in here. And then I'll just adjust the fuzz color a little bit. It looks a little bit better. Maybe the fuzz scale should probably be like a little bit bigger. Not like too big. I think that looks good. Yeah, and so now we have this really awesome like professional stitched effect. And this was something, like I said, I've been working on this for a really, really long time. I was so excited to launch this, but I wanted to show you guys because a lot of people ask like what goes into like a setup like this. I'm just going to show you the nodes. You're more than welcome to copy them if you'd like to. But here's the node setup. So let me just go ahead and shrink my face down a little bit. There we go. So here's the node setup right here. You're more than welcome to copy the nodes if you want to. I don't really care. I've already like launched and marketed this product, but I wanted to show you guys because I know that a lot of people ask, like, how do you make things like this, right? Like I can show you like a really dumbed down basic version, but I wanted to show you that. Let's get back to our user suggestions and then yeah, we'll go from there. But I wanted to show you guys that because I was so excited about it. And so I'm sorry I couldn't help myself. All right, here we go. So we did this and I think we probably spent a good maybe 15 minutes on that. I want to look up, what is this Bobcat T90 thing? I'm going to look this up. Let's see, Bobcat T90. Oh, right, here we go. Bobcat T90. Oh, this is a cool little machine. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Bobcat. This thing's cool. Oh, I really like this, actually. Is this what it looks like? Does it have the like the tracks or does it have the wheels? I kind of like this one right here because it has the wheels. I don't know why. I like the orange and white color scheme that's going on here. This is really nice. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. Is this, I'm assuming whoever commented this, did you is this something that you operate? Is this like a machine that you operate on your job or? Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can check it out on Super High, but like I said, I'm not going to, like, I am not by any means going to, like, give you guys the link because that's not what I'm here to do. All right, let's download this. This is a nice little blueprint, if you will. And then I think I'm going to need, obviously, like, a picture of the thing itself. So I'll just, like, open this up in a new tab. Except for that. And I'll do one of these guys here. Actually, let's reverse that. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'll put my face up here. We'll zoom in, maybe scroll down a little bit. That looks good. All right, so we're kind of, oh, duh, I can just do this. There we go. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and try our best to model this. I'm just going to add in my reference image, and we'll find it in my downloads here. I have plenty of downloads. Bro, where's my reference image? Did I not just download it? I'm pretty sure I did. Hold on. Bobcat T90 blueprint. Just get this guy in here. No, bro. Where is this thing? I can't save it? Wait. Did I save it to the wrong? Oh, I saved it in a weird spot. That's why I couldn't find it. Here we go. All right, here it is. So we'll go ahead and center all this. Now, here's what's cool. You can actually go in here and center everything. Do you know you can highlight multiple values at once? I don't know if you guys knew that. All right, so we have our blueprint right here, and it's time to like set everything up. Again, just real quick, sorry, got to shout it out again. If you really genuinely want to learn about true modeling, and of course I do teach physics in here. I'll show you like the physics and stuff, but where is it? Modeling. There you go. 3D mesh modeling right here. This is what you want. I'm just going to go ahead and comment it just because I want you guys to know that like this is currently live. Okay, here we go. So that's our pre-sale, but regardless, let's go ahead and pull up our Bobcat and let's set this thing up. All right, so we have our Bobcat. Let's go ahead and check out some of the different things on here. Now, what's interesting about this one, though, if you look, this one has like a forklift attachment. I guess we can do the forklift attachment. I just want to see, like, I wonder if we can pull this in. Ah, what am I thinking? I can pull this one in here, too. Let's go. Just do full screen blender. There we go. And I'm also going to, I'm going to change the size of those. There we go. Bro, where did my reference image go? Bro, oh, it disappeared. Where did it go? Hold on a second. Am I tripping? Where did... All right, it disappeared. That's fine. We don't need it. All right, we're going to design this thing regardless. I do need that other image, though. Save. Oh, it's, you know what it is? It's a weird format. So I'm just gonna quickly get a screenshot of it, because I actually genuinely do want this for the modeling process. Yeah, there we go. I'll just go ahead and name it something really professional here, and we will add it in. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, so we have our model. We have our model. We have our reference image. I think I'll start with like, oh my God, there's so many things you could start with on here. I'm tempted to say like the wheels. Yeah, let's start with the wheels. I really want to start with the wheels. We'll add a cylinder. You know the drill, guys. We'll tab into edit mode, RX90. I'm just gonna like basically use an array modifier for these wheels. Oh, I should probably also mention, we should probably scale this up, right? Let me scale this up, just like right there. There we go. Okay, so we got the wheel, scale it down. Set origin to geometry. I'm gonna move this right about here. And I'm just gonna quickly do an array, just because I want to be able to like visualize like what is this thing going to look like. Did you guys know the new array modifier, you can like do this? I thought that was really cool. All right, so we have 3 of them, right? And it looks like they kind of have this like concave kind of like look to them. So let me look in here. Yeah, they have like a few concave elements to them. I think we can probably mimic it based on like what we're seeing here. Sorry, got a jet. Looking forward to seeing what you end up on replay. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Whoever did join, whoever's got to leave, all good. Wait a second. Can I make the what? Be Silent Wings Pro 4? Yeah, that the array modifier, they've updated it. It's a lot better now. So now that I have the like size of it, let's just go ahead and move this up so I can see. I'm just going to go ahead and tab into edit mode. I'm going to grab my first face, or my top face. I'm going to inset it just a little bit, okay? And I am going to move this back. What I'm going to do is I am going to extrude it inwards like so. Then I'm going to inset it again, and then again. Extrude it back out. This is really hard to see. Inset, extrude. I think it's like something kind of like that. I almost want to say it insets one more time and then extrudes out like this. We can always come back and modify it, but let me show you guys a really cool trick with cylinders here. You can actually go, we'll turn on our random colors. I like to see some colors here. I also like to turn on my cavity so you can kind of see like the edges a little bit better. Notice how these are really like, they're not smooth, right? Well, we could just shade smooth, right? But they still don't look smooth, right? So let me show you guys how we can do this. I'll also save this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go, before my array modifier, I'm going to add an edge split modifier. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange those, and then I'm going to add a subdiv after that. Let me show you why we do this. Let me just get rid of the array modifier. If we don't have edge split and we subdivide, we get like a really weird like subdivision application here. Like it doesn't really work. But when we split the edges first, the subdivision is smoother now. And then look, it's still a little bit unsmooth, so we'll add one more subdivision. Now it's looking really nice. And if you want to top it off really nice, you go ahead and add a bevel before everything else. We'll do 0.01. I'm also going to apply the scale here. We'll do like maybe 0.005. Oh wow, we have to go even smaller. I really want this to be like a very small amount. That looks good. And then now we have a nice little chiseled bevel, but I don't want it to be chiseled. I want it to be smooth. Now we have this really nice smooth result. And then when we reapply our array, now we have really nice tracks. Now I know for a fact that this machine has wheels on both sides. So I'll need to do another array modifier. But when we do, or not array, I'm sorry, mirror. When we do a mirror modifier, we're going to do it on the y-axis. But you're probably thinking, okay, well, it doesn't really work like that, right? It's just going to like flip it directly inside of itself. We don't want that. We want to make sure there's like an offset. So I'm going to add a empty. Actually, I'm just going to add a cube in here just for now. We can replace it with anything that we want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to get our top-down view. So we can kind of see like roughly what we're looking at here for our like dimensions. So here's our wheels. Here's our cube. I'm just going to scale this in like so. I'm just going to kind of assume that our wheels start like within the treads here. And then I'm going to take this and use our cube as the offset. So now I can just hide the cube. Oopsies. I can just hide the cube. And there it is. So now we have wheels on both sides. And it's looking really good, if I must say so myself. All right. Now enough of those horrible puns. Let's go ahead and move this back. And let's see what our next one looks like. This big wheel looks very similar. So does the other one over here. So I think for this one, what I'll do is I may just like tab and I may just like duplicate this, and I may just get rid of the array, and I may go into my edit mode, select everything. I may just scale it up because I just think it looks good already as is. And then I just want to match the scale on the Y. That looks good. And now we have like the bigger part of this, right? And I know it's probably not exactly like that, but just to get like a really, really quick result, that's what we're going to do. All right, now next thing we need is like a gear. I know, don't sue me, but I'm going to duplicate this one more time just because we have everything already set up. I'm going to scale it down to be the center of this gear. And then I'll show you guys something else we can do. Let me go to the top-down view, see how everything's looking. Yeah, let's scale this on the Y a little bit. Perfect. So we have our like wheels set up. Everything's looking pretty decent. I'm also going to turn down my like opacity here of the background just so we can kind of see our modeling a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a gear. So I'm going to go to add mesh. Oh, I don't have it installed. I have to go to edit, and then we'll go to our preferences, and I'm going to search for an add-on. I'm going to go to get extensions. I'm going to type in, what is it, gear? I think it's extra mesh. Do I have extra mesh? Here we go. Extra mesh objects. I believe that's the one. I think that's the one. Let's see. Add mesh. Here we go. Gears. So we're going to add a gear. Okay. Let's see how many teeth this thing has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think it has 14 different pieces. So we'll do 14. And then I think I'm going to give it like some width like that. We also have like the radius. I could probably adjust this later. That looks about right. This is like how much the inside comes out. These are a little bit more pointy, so I'll make them more pointy. And there's also like an angle that you can choose, so I'll choose that angle. You can also skew this, which is really cool. Oh crap, I accidentally pressed Control-Z. So actually one thing I want to mention is that if you undo it, like if you press Control-Z and you messed up a value, it gets rid of the whole thing, which is super annoying, but it looks like it saved it. All right, that's fine. It's fine. Saved it. I actually don't want there to be any skew angle, but I do want there to be a, I think, is it called crown? No, where is it? Actually, I can adjust this next step on my own. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. That's fine. All right, we're going to go ahead and tab into edit mode. Scale this down. We're just going to try to match this up to the best of our abilities. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, if you wanted it to be perfect, yes, there is a way. I know everyone's like, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Yes, of course there's a way. But I'm not doing it right now. How about that? Okay, that's fine. We'll do this. Try to see what that looks like. Does that look correct? Yeah, I think it does. That's fine. All right, that looks good. We'll just add in our mirror modifier. And we will use our cube. And we'll choose Y. Looks good. How's that looking so far, guys? Pretty decent. Yeah. All right, let's see what's next. We got to develop this plate thing next. I am the OG Blender guru. Dude, that is the highest compliment I could ever receive. Thank you so much. Let's see. You should make the Arabian sand boa. Arabian sand boa. Let me just write this down. Okay. There's that. I got it. And then what was the other one that you wanted to learn? Top-notch Blender channel. Thank you so much. I really genuinely appreciate that. Thank you. Hello there. God bless you all. I have a silly question. Will Blender ever be compatible with an old ATI Radeon video card in my laptop? I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not as good with like computer specs. I have a 3070, so I don't have any issues here, but like, I mean, usually the better graphics card you had, the better. Typically. All right, don't sue me. I don't know enough about that to comment on that. I'm sorry. All right, it looks good so far. Okay, here we go. let's continue. We'll continue a little bit longer on this, and then I want to make sure I get to our other submissions. But this is a cool one. If you guys want, you can drop a comment and let me know, like, are you enjoying this, or do you want to move on to the next idea? All right, this is looking good so far. So for our, I want to do this like base plate, and then we'll work on the treads. Although the treads, I'm pretty excited for the treads. Those are going to be pretty cool. Also, you know what I noticed? This thing actually should be flipped around because we're looking at it this way. Oopsies. We're looking at it this way. So I flipped it around, if that's okay with you guys. Thanks. Let me save it. You got my name wrong. It's not Alient. Oh, I'm sorry. Silent. Oh, Silent Wings Pro 4. You're working on an old game. It has polygon models, and you want to remodel it. Would it be cool to see you remodel a low polygon model? Oh, like make it higher quality? That would be kind of cool. Yeah, that's actually a great suggestion. Here, I'll put that on here. There you go. Alrighty, here we go. Also, again, gonna just pop this in the chat. Just gonna pop it in the chat just because, you know what? If you really want to learn from the pros, those are the pros. I really don't consider myself a pro modeler. I do enjoy the process, but I'm definitely not a pro. Okay, anyway, I digress. Let's create this like base plate thing. I'm going to make like kind of a dumbed down version of it, but it'll still look pretty cool. And I think I'm going to make it from a plane. I'm going to just go ahead and flip it real quick. I'm just going to like generally size it to like the size that it should be. And I'll probably add like a couple of modifiers before I like really get into it. So one of the things I want to add, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do right now. First thing I'm going to add is a solidify modifier because I want to give this plate some thickness. I think it's like a steel plate that protects the like the rollers and like whatever else is in there. And then I'll do a mirror, and we'll do a mirror on the Y, and we'll target our cube. So now again, this mirror modifier is really saving us from time and having to like remodel something or just duplicate it in a weird way. Such a great modifier, especially with things that we know are symmetrical. We can easily use this to get the results that we want. Okay, here we go. What I'll do is I'll go into my X-ray mode, okay? And I think what I'll do is just like generally like shape this out from the blueprint, and then we can kind of go from there. I don't know, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know that this is like accurate to the other picture, but I promise you I will try my best. And you know what? Before the solidify, I'm going to add a subdivision surface right here. Okay? So that way when we add like our loop cuts, which we will be adding, you can get things like this, right? So now we can go in here, right? We can start scaling this up. We can extrude it, scale it, scale it, all that good stuff. Now, you're probably wondering, well, wait a second, Kenny. If you look, this is all of this right here is not even on the bottom, right? So it looks really weird. But if you alt-click that, SZ0, you can flatten it. Nice little trick there. So now we can go here and we can say, okay, this is starting to look pretty good. Let's up our subdivision. And you know what? Let's add an edge split right here. And then I'll just move this up. So I'll click on my vertex, GG to slide. I'll click on my edge, extrude it. I'll just extrude it flat on the, oh my God, on the X, there we go. And then again, on the X, oh my gosh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons, that's okay. All right, and then what we'll do is we will grab these guys here, bring these down. Okay, I think I'll add a loop cut right here. That looks good. Loop cut here. Now we have this piece that looks like this, right? So we kind of have this like sheath or whatever this thing is that's supposed to like sit over our rollers. And then I just want to look at this though, because it doesn't look exactly like this one. So maybe we'll modify it a little bit. We can kind of make it our own too, right? We can modify it in any way that we see fit. All right, I'm always mirroring from the origin. How do you mirror from what's the point? I mean, it's just the way I did it. But I see your point. Your point is like you can space it out and use the origin of the object. Yes, you can do it that way too. That's also possible. Functional tesseract that can be 3D printed. You're crazy. Let's do it. All right. Thank you for showing us the process of modeling. Your explanations are great, and for all of us beginning to learn the software, it is sure a great way of learning the pros. May God bless you. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All right, let's do the tread real quick. We'll come back to this. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I would say the only thing I don't like is like I don't really generally know like what it's supposed to look like because the picture looks different than the blueprint. Oh, you know what? We can add some bolts to this real quick. I'll tell you what. We'll add the bolts and then we'll do the what do you call it? The tracks, okay? Also, you know what I was just realizing? This probably should have a gear on it too. In fact, it does have a gear. You just can't see it. So I'm going to duplicate this. Actually, you know what? I'll make it easier. A, Shift D and duplicate in edit mode. And then I will just, let me just do this. Scale it out here. I'm just centering it like very, very roughly. That looks good. Okay, yeah, there we go. And then, oh, you know what? I'm going to tab back into edit mode here and scale it like this. That's fine. I'm pretty okay with that if you guys are. If you guys accept that, I will accept it. All right, here we go. So bolts, again, add mesh, and we have our extra mesh turned on. So you see I can add gears here. I also have bolt factory turned on, so I'm gonna add a bolt. Now you're probably wondering, well, where is this bolt? Well, it's right here. Now it's really, really small. Like you can like barely see it, but I'm just gonna use this, okay? I am going to use this. I'm gonna scale it up ridiculously big like this so we can actually see what we're doing here. I'm going to RX90 to flip it. And then I'm going to scale it down because it doesn't need to be this big. There we go. Move it into place here. Okay, and then I'm just going to like roughly center it with each. Well, I'm going to roughly center it with the first one here. And then once I have that, I'll just do an array. And again, we have our array modifier set up, so it's really easy to do this. Right, and there it is. And we will unhide our plane, and then we'll just bring these in so that they're flush with the plane. It's fine. That looks pretty good, I would say. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then for this guy over here, I guess we need a bigger bolt, right? I don't really know. Does it even have? Oh, it's like completely covered. But then this one has a bolt. Okay, buddy. Yeah, sure. All right. So let's go ahead and design our track. So this is where it gets really, really weird, right? Because there's so many ways we can do this. There's 1,000,010 ways I could tell you how to do this. You could do it with geometry nodes. You could do it with traditional modeling. You could do it with a curve array modifier. In my opinion, the easiest way to do this, by all means, is to do a curve. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a curve. I'm going to add in a Bezier curve, Bezier, however the heck you say it. I'm going to flatten it first. I'm going to go to my side view. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale in these anchor points because right now they're a little bit too scaled out. And I'm literally going to just align them with the surface, and we're going to create this track to the best of our abilities. So again, a curve works like the same way as like a mesh would. Like you can extrude it, you can scale it, all these different things. I am going to basically just take this, I'm going to extrude it, rotate it like so. And what's great about this is we can control like the you know, the scale of each anchor point, which is basically this is all like math based, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also raise the resolution so we have a really, really nice track. EX, snap it to the X right there. E, rotate scaling, right? So again, this is like actually not going to take too many. Right, boom, E, rotate, scale a little bit. And then E, rotate. And then to connect these two, we can press F, I believe. Did that work? Yeah, it did. We just need to scale this down. Move it a little bit, scale it down a little bit more. And now we have like a really rough template for like what this is going to look like. There it is. There is our curve. It goes around where this thing should go. In order to like visualize it a little bit more, what we can do is we can see it well enough. All right, next thing we want to do is we want to wrap a, actually we don't need to wrap anything. We can go to geometry, we can go to extrude, and oh, it's extruding the wrong way. Why? Why is it extruding the wrong way? Hold on. Actually, no, we'll do profile. There we go. Oh, resolution. Wait a second. Why is this work? Why is this being weird? All right, you know what we're going to do instead? I'm so stupid. We are going to duplicate this curve, okay? I'm going to take the duplicated, or one of these curves. I'm going to right-click, convert to mesh. I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm going to just extrude it. Duh. All right, just extrude it. There we go. Just go ahead and plop this over here. I'll give this the mirror modifier, you know, the whole treatment. We'll do Y, we'll offset it on the cube. Now we have our tracks. Now, there's a couple of things I want to mention. Well, first of all, obviously I'm going to want to solidify this because it's going to have some sort of thickness here, right? That looks pretty good. And then what I'll do is I am going to shade it smooth. And I want to give it like a very, very slight bevel. I'll give it a bevel before the mirror, of course, and a really, really small bevel, like 0.005. Why can't I see the bevel? What's going on here? Oh, because I have to do it after the solidify. Duh. So hold on. Solidify, bevel. There we go. Now, really, really small bevel. Again, these like really, really small details can add a lot, right? So now we have something that looks like this. I feel like it's starting to look like pretty decent, you know. Now for like the tread on the outside, I want to see what this looks like. So for the tread, it looks like there's like, this is an interesting one. There's like, I'm imagining how I'm gonna do this, and then we'll do it. Hold on, let me think. Okay, so I have an idea. So what we'll do is we will, and then I promise we'll come back to your other things. We're gonna add a cube. Let's scale this down, move it up. I'm gonna make sure it's like scaled to the width of this thing. Okay, that's fine. And then what I'll do is I'll scale it down. I'll take our top face and scale it in a little bit. Something like that will be good. And now basically we're going to take this and array it around our curve, but we need to be really strategic about how we do it because it needs to like kind of connect to itself sort of. So I almost am imagining like something like that, right? That it kind of like connects it. Can't really extrude that. I'm trying to think of how to do this the best. Oh, here we go. So we'll do a loop cut here, and then what we'll do is we will. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna extrude this out just ever so slightly. I was gonna bevel this. Something like that, right? So now imagine this, and then it stacks on itself. It's just an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work. So we have our array, right? But instead of arraying it on this, we want to array it onto our Bezier curve. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, wait a second. This one. There we go. Bro, where's my cube, bro? Oh, bro, it's gone. Hold on a second. What happened there? I want it to, oh wait, I'm stupid. We do an array and then we do a curve, I think. Let me see if I remember how to do this. There we go. Okay, so. There it is. Okay, so I do like slight offset. Actually, see something here. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. Something like that, but then you need to get the offset like pretty much perfect. I feel like that looks pretty decent. Like that's how I would probably go about it. And then we'll mirror it on the Y again across our cube. And now you have something that looks like that. Looks pretty good. Yeah, no, I think that I'm pretty happy with that. Now, obviously, like you're gonna have to be careful because like some of these, like the gears and stuff are like sticking through. So you may have to like take these and move them out. Or you could theoretically just like, I don't know. There's a lot you could do. Obviously, like there's no attachment points to anything. Like there's really nothing. There's no back plate to these or anything because there's like a weird attachment in the back. I'm almost tempted to say we could take this, duplicate it, and then like create this whole like thing on the back. I kind of want to make like a custom back plate, even though I don't really know like what it's gonna look like. Like I would literally do something like this, right? I would just like take this, I would move this down, right? And I just want to make this like this kind of like back plate out of just like nothing, but I would take like all this, move this up, and then I would just like extrude like this side right? Scale it down, move it down, take this S0, right? Something like that, and then just do like a subdiv, right? Bring it out so we can see what we're doing here. And then I would literally just come in here and be like, boom, right? And then I would just bring this over here, kind of do something like this. And then I would, I don't know, just keep working on it like this. This is just a general idea of like how I would go about this. You don't have to do what I'm doing. If you're working on this side by side, I doubt any of you are, but if you were, like there's 100% like a better approach to this. But I think I like this because I like the idea of like being able to really quickly like make something that looks like half decent, right? And then we can just make this the back plate. So we make this the back plate on the Y, right? And then we just target our cube, which is, where's our cube? Target our cube. Bring this in. Make this like kind of like the back plate, right? And now we have this like back plate that goes behind, and I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It really depends on like what is your application for this, and is this for a client? Like what are you doing, right? I just want to give this some quick lighting real quick. I just kind of want to see what this thing like really looks like. Just curious. I've never used a gradient texture for lighting, but it's actually not that bad. I don't mind it. Not bad. I kind of want to see like what would this thing like actually look like. Let me just see something. This is all mostly rubber, so just make this rubber real quick. Make it like a black material. Yeah, and this is the fun part in my opinion, where you start to like add all your materials and stuff and like really bring this thing to life. Oh, do we have a Discord channel? I don't know. Do we have a Discord channel? Probably. Oh yeah, no, we do have a Discord channel. What am I saying? Let me pull it up real quick. Where's CG Cookie Discord? I believe we do. Yeah, there it is. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give you guys the Discord channel so you can check it out. Sorry about that. I didn't see the comment right away. So there's our Discord channel. I do want to also, again, shout out. I know I keep shouting it out, but since we're here, again, we have our pre-sale going on for Core. So if you're looking to learn like real modeling, not for me, because I'm kind of an amateur at this stuff. If you're really looking to learn how to model, that's what you want to check out. Just saying, it's on sale. You're welcome. Okay, so back to this. So let's have a quick vote in the chat if you guys don't mind. Let me know, do you want to continue with this, or are you ready to move on to the next idea? Because for me, I want to make sure that I provide you guys with the most entertaining live stream possible, and I don't want you guys to get bored of all this, like all these gears and this and this and that. I want to make sure that you guys are cool with whatever it is that we're doing. All right? So please let me know in the comments, if you could, what is it that you really want to see? Do you want me to move on to your next ideas, or would you rather me just continue with this one? I'll do basically anything. I really don't care. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. Press A, and then I'll do copy materials. Then we'll come back to this guy. We'll drop that material back in. This should probably be a different material, like a darker material. All perspective merges into one point on the fourth dimension, if you will. I'm fine with anything. You're already showing me a trick or two. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm pretty happy with like what we have so far for like modeling. Half of it is modeling, you know, like if we're talking about like getting a good result in Blender, like half of it's modeling and half of it is also like lighting, rendering, you know, materials, things like that. But I will tell you, this I'm pretty happy with so far. Again, like you kind of have to like block things out. So I teach this too, and like I used to teach Blender for middle schoolers, and I would teach them like you have to block things out and then you create the thing, or you just kind of break things down into primitives. So that's like my general approach. Luckily, we're lucky enough to like have these extra things like bolt factory, gear factory, right? We don't have to like make these gears from scratch anymore, which is really nice, right? Arabian sand boa, something PS1 style maybe. Can you please do how to do IV bags? Oh wow, we got a lot of stuff in here. IV bags are pretty easy. All right, we did the Bobcat. We worked on that for plenty of time. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave this up. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you guys vote on the number that you want to see next. Go ahead and vote. You can't vote for your own though. You can't vote for your own. How about that? Make it simple. So vote on the number that you want to see done next. Some of these I'm not even really sure. We'll do 8 PS1 style theme. I don't know, whatever. While you guys vote, I'm gonna wait for your votes. I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Give me like literally a minute, and then when I come back, I will see what the votes are, and we will decide what we're gonna do. Okay, I am back. Oh Lord. Okay, here we go. So we have a 6, we have a 7, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 votes for 7. Oh geez, this is a tough one. Ooh, it's between 6 or 7. Wow, a lot of people want to see the IV bet. Bro, you voted for, hold on a second. You can't vote twice. You're voting for 2 different things. Hold on a second. Let's back up here, guys, because you guys are making this unfair. You can only vote for one of them, and you can't vote for your own. And you can't vote for your own twice. Let's try to keep this somewhat civil here. Good Lord. I walk away for 1 second. Bro, you can't vote. You cannot keep voting for 7 twice. I know you want, obviously you're going to want your own thing, right? I know. Really wants the IV bag. Oh my gosh. Oh, buddy. I'll tell you what, man. 2 or 8. Come on, guys. Oh my God, I'm about to make a whole, I'm about to make a Google form. That's what I'm about to do. You guys are crazy. 7, 7, 7. Okay. Look, you can't, you guess you'll vote for 8? All right, I'm actually gonna have to tally these up now. I'm only doing, I'm not doing a vote for 7. You can't vote for your own. 2, 3, 3. What's 3? Oh, how to make something glow in grease pencil. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can I do a poll? Oh wait, can I do a poll? Hold on a second. Oh, I can do a poll, bro. Okay. I'm just gonna do a poll real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can only do. That's so annoying. I can only do 4 things. How about this? I'll do 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 4 or 5, 5 or 6. Let's see if this works. Did it work? Did the poll, is it, I don't even know if it's working. Oh, here we go. We're getting votes. How do I look at the poll? Bro, such a pain. I've never done a poll on here, so I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. There's a lot of votes. See, now you can only vote for one thing. Haha. Oh, it looks like 3 and 4 are winning. 3 and 4 are winning right now. I don't know what this is. What is Be Silent Wings Pro 4? I'm just going to look it up real quick. Oh, you're talking about a fan? A computer fan? Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, so, okay, 3 and 4 are winning. Okay, 3 and 4 are winning. Now we'll do it between 3 and 4. By the way, I'm not a grease pencil expert, but I will try. All right, I'm ending the poll. We're doing one more poll between 3 and 4. I don't know. This is intense. This is intense. Okay, are you guys ready to do the final poll? We only have 13 votes. Okay, I'm ending the poll. I'm doing a new poll. Here we go. New poll. We're going to do 3 or 4. Final vote, guys. Final vote. I'm trying to make this as fair as possible, but don't worry. I have all of your stuff written down, so don't worry, guys. Oh man, this is look at this. Oh wow. Wow, people really want to know how to make something glow in grease pencil. Is it really that hard? I've never. It can't be that hard, is it? Can't you just do it in the compositor? Hold on, let me see, because I'm like, okay, all right. Grease pencil. I don't even know how to add grease pencil. Grease pencil. Here's a grease pencil stroke. Okay. I mean, can't you just is grease pencil like in the I really don't use grease pencil ever. Can you not just make it like glow? Is that really not possible? Would it? Okay. Okay. All right. This is getting guys, this is getting toxic. This is getting crazy here. All right, we got our grease pencil. Where's the colors? Bro, I do not use grease pencil. I have no idea how to use grease pencil. Let me just see something here. Let's get 3 viewport. We're gonna find out real quick if this is possible or not. I mean, I was assuming you could just do all this in the compositor. Can't you just add like glare here? Let me just see if glare is even working at all. Oh, are we in Eevee? Hold on a second. We need to be in cycles, right? GPU. Let me just make this. Let me give this an emission real quick. Just make sure things are working. Go to geometry or go to compositing. Is the glow working at all here? Oh, here we go. Threshold. Bro, what the heck's happening? Oh, it needs to be. We need a camera. Duh. There we go. So our glare is working on our emission. All right, we're ending the poll. Okay, here we go. We did do a poll. We did do the poll. Yeah, grease pencil's crazy. Are you talking about an IV, like an IV bag in like a hospital? We'll do that. Well, a Prowess will do the IV bag. I didn't realize this was that big of a deal, but we'll do it. All right, let me just hide this real quick. So as far as I'm concerned with grease pencil, I'll be honest, I don't really know much about it. Fill type, base color, okay. Why is it black and not? Can someone tell me why is it? Let me get rid of this swatch. Okay, now it's nothing. Why is it nothing? And what did I do? Let's see. Color. Bro, what? Dude, this is what I don't really, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't use grease pencil. I really don't know, like, I don't know anything about grease pencil at all, really. Do people even teach this? I mean, I don't. There's so, I believe it. I believe there's a lot you could do with grease pencil. I just don't know. Like, is it can I put a shader on grease pencil? Like, is that possible to do? Like, if I go like this, can I just make a new material? But the stroke is aligned, solid, base color is white. Why can't I like see, fill, texture? No. Why can't I like see the color? Hold on. Is there any reason I like can't see the color white right now? Or am I doing something wrong? Guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't use grease pencil. I really don't. So I don't know a lot about it. I probably shouldn't have had you vote. I probably shouldn't even written this one down because I don't really use grease pencil at all. All right, let's see. I'm just curious. If I plug this in, will it work? Oh, wait. I have to add. Do I have to? It's a modifier too, isn't it? There's effects, bro? What? Guys, there's literally an effect right here that says glow. Who asked me how to make something glow? Guys, there's an effect that says glow. Why isn't it working though? Hold on. Let's do this. Let's add a new grease pencil. Grease pencil stroke. Okay. Now hold on. There's an effect that says glow. It's working. Look, there's your glow. Boom. That's how you do it. Why is it looking weird? I really don't know. Like, why is it? It is working though. It is working. I just don't know why is it why can't I just make this white? Bro, what? I don't understand grease pencil. But if you look, there is a glow. Do you guys see the glow? There is a glow. It's really, really hard to see right. In fact, it's actually easier to see right now. There is a glow around this line though. So I want to say you're in object mode, switch to draw mode. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So now how do I make this, bro, what the heck? Can I just make this, why is it, so when I turned it white, why does it look blue? Can someone tell me that? Because I really don't, I don't use this. You love this? You love that I'm struggling? I don't want to struggle. I don't want to struggle, bro. All right, let's make this stupid IV bag. No, it's not stupid, but we're going to make this IV bag. I'm not doing grease pencil. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Not doing grease pencil. What does an IV bag look like? And then we'll make, and then, don't worry, I saw we have this one. Let me just look up what is an IV bag. Is this, just to clarify for our IV bag guy that's obsessed with the IV bag, is this what you're talking about right here? This? To give me the exact search term so that I can find exactly what you're looking to model. Just so I know, Onion skinning is on. Thank you. Yep, no problem. Give me the exact search term, and that way I know exactly what you're looking for. And then we'll try to create something. Okay? I promise. There's a lot of like interesting things you can do with like internal pressure with cloth and like things like that. Is this it? This is what you want to model right here, this thing? Okay. So this is it. You're not going to give me the search term, but this is the thing. Okay. All right, let's try it. Let's try to model it. This will be interesting. Actually, I actually think this one will be kind of interesting to model, or at least try to model. All right, let's delete everything. I usually like, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to reset everything. All right, let's center this bad boy up as best as we can. So when we talk about like modeling something like this, I actually do think about physics a little bit because this thing does have a liquid inside of it. I also think about like pin groups. Oh man, there's a lot I think about when it comes to like modeling something like this, because this is like almost like a flat plane, and then like it like spreads out in the center, you know. The bottom side of it is hard. Are you talking about this side right here? Yeah, I would agree. This is a difficult one. I'm trying to think about like how I would go about doing this, to be honest. I'm almost tempted to say like physics, but let me think for a moment. Yeah, this is a tough one. Let me think on it for a second. I'm going to try to think through how I would do this. My immediate first thing is using a plane with a mirror modifier. So let me try something, okay? Let's take a plane. Let's get the rough shape of this thing. All right? And let's see what we can come up with. Now, obviously it sags in the top, so we're going to have to kind of figure that out as well. Let me center it a little bit more. And then let's see. So we got this, right? I'm tempted to say that both of these sides come up kind of like that, right? Let's go ahead and add our subdiv. Okay, let's take this. All right, here's what I'm thinking for this one, right? This is gonna have some really like intense like pinching on the corners. So I think for the pinching, ooh, this is a tough one. I think we're gonna have to use some kind of like crazy technique to get the pinching on the corners, because it's like that like sealed plastic around the end. So let me just think this through so I can make sure that when we model this, we model it in a way that makes sense. Well, first of all, let's do a mirror modifier before the subdiv, and we'll do clipping too. There we go. All right, make sure clipping's turned on when you do that too. All right, let me see something here. Okay. Getting the general shape first, and then we'll come back to this. Okay. Careful though, because when you gotta do GG to slide. There we go. All right. That looks good. That's fine. All right, so yeah, you're right. That bottom part's going to be tough. I'm really thinking through like what the best way to do this is. My first impression is like you could use a solidify. Hold on, let me just do this. My first impression is solidify, subdiv, smooth, but then I'm like, okay, no, that's probably not the best way to do it. I think a better way to do it would be like you'll have to eventually take these center pieces and you'll have to move them out this way, right? To kind of get that like bowed out version. You see how it's like bowed out right now? But then you're going to have to pinch back those top pieces. And then part of me wants to say you could do that with like a cloth physics and you could go, you know what I mean? Like expand it out. So let me just think this through before I make any like decisions on like what needs to be done here, because there's a lot of complexities at the bottom with these weird pieces. Now I see why you wanted me to do this. This is a tough one. Is this a project that you have that you need to make this for? I'm just curious, because if it is, I want to make sure I give you like the exact way that I would like go about doing this. Because you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I actually have a different way I might do it. Yeah, I think I have a completely different way I would do this. Sorry, don't be mad, but I'm going to start over just like a little bit here. Let me delete this. Here's what I would do. I would start with a plane, okay? This is what I would do. I would probably create the outline first. Hear me out, right? We're going to create the outline first because I want to have this like pinched area first. Okay, this is my idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Okay, and then we'll do mirror modifier, all that good stuff, right? I am literally just going to scale this, keep extruding it. It's kind of hard to see where it pinches up here. It almost really scales down a lot. We'll just pretend like it's pinched perfectly right there like that. Okay, it looks like it scales out here. I'm just taking these edges, I'm scaling them, I'm extruding them, right? And I'll just add my mirror and my subdiv. Okay. All right, again, same concept. Extrude, 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 rotate, extrude. Because I'm thinking about this and I'm like, let's keep this part flat. If it's going to be flat, we'll keep it flat. Okay. All right. I feel like this is a better approach because now I feel better that like we already have this bottom side like locked in more. Right? So now we have like this pinched part, right? This is like that pinched part in the middle. And then what we can do is we can expand off of this on both sides and then create that like concave part. That's my idea for like how we would go about doing this. Now, if you really, really want to learn about modeling, sorry guys, gotta plug it real quick. Go to Superhive, check out the fundamentals of physics. Or physics, oh my God, fundamentals of modeling. So look, once we have this outline, hear me out. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna extrude this, right? I'm gonna scale it in, and then we'll start like smoothing everything out, and that'll become like that part of the bag. But before we do that, we need to finish this outline. So let's finish the outline. Again, like we have these really, really weird little things going on here. I almost wanna like do a little loop cut action here, right? This looks like it's pinched just a little bit here. I'm looking. The hardest part is gonna be the bottom without a doubt, right? Just assume these are perfectly lined up, right? We're kind of like extruding these out. I want to do this. I want to go like this. That's fine. Bring that up. And then we'll bring this guy out here. All right. Why is this being like really weird? Actually, no, it's not being weird. It's fine. It's working correctly how it should. These just aren't aligned properly. Okay, so there's our like outline, if you will. And then what I would say, sorry guys, gotta plug it. Gotta plug the course. You know why I'm plugging the course? One, because I worked really hard on the physics part of it. And two, because I work with CG Cookie, so of course I'm gonna promote their stuff. And three, I genuinely believe that it's probably the best Blender content you can get right now. I know it sounds like an advertisement, but I'm not lying because I work with these people and I see how much hard work they put into it. And I can promise you, you're not going to get a more detailed course anywhere else. I just haven't seen it. Now, yes, there's plenty of free content on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. And there's plenty of great content. I have great content on YouTube that I love, and I respect my own content, but I'm sorry, like, we've been working super hard on this and I'm going to promote it. So you can hate me if you want, but I'm promoting the crap out of it. All right, we have our nice outline. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alt-click the center. So you can see we can like extrude the center now. But I think I'm going to extrude and then like scale and kind of like move. Yeah, here we go. So now what I'm going to do, oh, you know what? Do I have my tool? Oh, where's my loop tools? Where's my loop tools at? Hold up. I need my loop tools. Do I have loop tools? Oh, I don't have loop tools installed. Oopsies. So loop tools, install that, go to edit, loop tools, and then look, we can take this selection and we can relax it. Oh, that's so nice. And look, keep clicking relax, 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 and look, it's relaxed, which is, I mean, I know, obviously it's relaxed, but because it's relaxed, now we can take it and we can start like messing around with it more. I might even relax it even more. And then what I'll do is I'll go here, right? I'm gonna bring this guy up. Bring this guy up, bring this guy up, bring these guys over a little bit. I'm going to alt-click that again, relax it even more. And now we can start to get to something where we can like, we'll be able to smooth this out afterwards. Someone said, what's my private channel? It's youtube.com/KennyPhases. I'll plug it real quick because I think they'll be okay with that. Yeah, youtube.com/KennyPhases. I actually have some really great content on there as well. I do appreciate your support. You don't have to subscribe, but you're more than welcome to. I just posted some geometry node stuff, so if you're looking to learn that, you absolutely can. All right, real quick though, because I want another mirror, and I want it to be on the Y. The heck? Where's my origin on this guy? Oh! Where did... Hold up a second. What happened here? There it is. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have our pinching, right? And I feel like this is like really starting to come together. I do wonder, can you do grid fill here? And I guess you can't because it's not a full thing. But you guys kind of see where I'm going with this, right? We have our subdivision. We're shading this smooth. This is like generally how I would probably go about doing this. And then what I would probably do next, real quick, because we're gonna start kind of bringing this thing together here. I would add the smooth modifier, and I would repeat it a lot. Maybe like, maybe not a lot yet, but we're almost there. All right, let me do this. Extrude, scale, GX. There it is. Extrude, scale, GX. And again, relax, relax, relax. SX. I kind of want to move this and this out. Yeah, I want to move it out. There we go. And then these guys, oh, this is tough because I need to scale these out, but I need to figure out what is this big mess, bro. There it is. Okay, there we go. We got it. Alt-click, relax. Whoopsies. Why is this being so weird, bro? There we go. Let's bring this guy up. I feel like this is starting to look like what I expected. Now, here's another thing we can do. We can take this original outline, wherever it is, and we can give it a crease. So I can go in here and I can say mean crease. And look, we can crease the end of it. So now we have that nice, like, kind of like perforated look. See that? Now how that's like perforated, or not perforated, it's like sealed, if you will. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take this. I'm going to extrude and scale SX0 GX, because I want all this stuff to kind of come to a close here. Scale it up a little bit. You're going to get some weird glitchy issues. So one thing with the mirror modifier, you're going to get some weird like banding. So why are we getting like such a weird result right here? Hold on. There we go. If you do get weird results, you should be able to slide. Yep, that fixed a few weird results. So that's generally how I would go about doing that part. Obviously, you're going to have a part that comes down. It's going to be like a tube, right? This is, again, this is generally speaking how I would go about it. kind of want to see what this thing looks like because I just worked really hard on that. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. What it would look like as a what was I saying? How would this look in an environment? Because right now, oh, and you probably want to give it a little bit of thickness too. But if we just give this a quick glass shader with like 0 roughness, be like a little bit of roughness. Just want to see. Guess it wouldn't have anything, but well, you'd have. You know why it does look a little weird, doesn't it? I mean, this is generally probably how I would go about it. I don't know why it looks so weird. Maybe it needs some thickness to it. It doesn't have any like actual like real thickness. So hold on. Let me give this a. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. I don't know. I'll give it a solidify. Like literally, you want. Hey, hold up. You don't want it to be too crazy. See how when you give it a solidify though, it does look a little bit different. Did I shade it smooth? Yeah, I did. I don't love this HDRI, but you get the idea. And also, you really wouldn't even have, like, I don't know what the IOR would be on this, on plastic. What's the IOR on plastic? I don't know. But you get the idea. So yeah, that's more or less like how I'd probably go about modeling it. Obviously, there's a few, like, tweaks here and there. But yeah, so there's your IV bag. Yeah. My yarn video is super cool. Oh, thanks, bro. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So that's how I go about modeling that. All right, we're moving on from the IV bag. I hope that helped you a little bit, but that is what I am going to. The Super Hive Market link not opening? What? Yeah, I'll link it. Hold on a second. What the heck? It's not working. This is it, by the way. This is our 11 courses that are on sale right now. Pre-sale is open. Again, this is all updated for Blender 5.2. And I happen to be teaching one of these things. If we scroll down here, I am teaching, where is it? The Fundamentals of Physics. Where the heck is it? There it is. I'm teaching this, Fundamentals of Physics with Kenny Phases. That's me. Super happy to be a part of that. That's course number 8, but that's not all you get. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 courses for how much? 150 bucks? I don't know. That's pretty darn good. Let me give you an example. I put months of work into this, but mine is easily 8-9 hours of content. That's just one of 11. The Geometry Nodes course is easily like 5 times that length. So just saying, if you want to, check it out. It's on Super Hive. Let me just go ahead and plop that in real quick. Sorry, gotta plug it just because we worked so stinking hard on this, and I'm super proud of all the work that I put into it, as are the other creators. Not to mention Kaizen, Jonathan Lampel. We have Kent Trammell on there. We have a good buddy of mine, Zach, that I met at BCon, who is doing compositing, I believe, this year. And then, I think it was Sean. There was another guy on there, Sean. Oh, I gotta look through all the creators, but man, there were some good guys on there. All right, let's move on. All right, we did our IV bag. All right, let's do a new vote. What are we gonna vote for next? Let's see. New vote. You're lost on modeling the blades. Believe it or not, the blades are pretty simple to model. Let's do a fair vote here. We're gonna do a new vote. 1 or 2, 2 or 3, 4. Oh my God, 1 or 2, 2 or 3. What am I saying? 3 or 4, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 5, 6, or 8. Here we go. And there we go. All right, the poll has begun. Please cast your votes while I get some water. Okay, guys, let's see what we got. What is going to be the deciding factor here? Oh my God. Everybody wants the PS. Guys, we only got 9 votes. We got 65 people watching. Check out the chat. If all of you could vote, that would be super helpful for us so we can provide the best content for you. So far, though, it looks like PS1 style theme is taking the cake. So if you want to cast your vote, now would be the time to do it. We only have 11 votes out of 65 people watching. Come on, guys, get your vote in there. Oh, see, look, like the vote just swayed. Oh, wow. Oh, it's really changing now. Okay, we got 13 votes. See, you know what, though? I'm not going to bring politics into it, but this is why voting is important, because the people that sit back and don't vote are the ones that will later say, wait a second, why didn't you make my suggestion? Well, because you didn't vote. All right, wow, it's actually kind of a close call between, okay, it's a close call between 5, 6, and 8. All right, I'm going to leave the vote open for maybe another 10 seconds here. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. All right, here we go. I mean, am I wrong about that? The people who don't vote are always the ones who complain. Just saying. I won't bring politics into it, but I do think that's pretty true for the most part. All right, we have 16 votes. That's great. Good job. Now, it looks like PS1 style theme has won. Now the question is, what do we want to model? Do we want to model like, I don't know, like a PS1? Like, I don't know. Let's check out, like, it looks like we're going to have to theme our content around that. All right, I'm going to end the poll. I think it's very clear that people want a PS1 style themed render. Let's do it. I'm ending the poll. I'm going to go ahead and start something. Let me just look up PS1. I haven't seen a PS1 in, oh my God, years. A little nostalgia hit right here for us. Oh man. Oh man. You know, I almost get shivers looking at this. Almost brings a tear to my eye. It really does. Just because, like, these were like, I mean, wasn't this the good old days? Man, it really was. I'm not crying. You're crying. Man, these were the days, dude, where nothing mattered. Let's try to model it, though, shall we? I think it's only fair that we try to model it. Man, I'll tell you what, like, it's just like, there's just something about, like, this time. What year was this, anyway? Is it the 90s? I think it was that. Was it the 90s? I think it was the 90s. There's just something about this time of, like, my life, at least. Oh, that's a great picture. That's a good reference. We'll use that. I don't know. It was a different time. It was just a different time. Comment if it was just a different time. It really was. It really was a different time, and we were so lucky. We didn't even realize what we had, like, I mean, this isn't even about Blender anymore. It's just like we didn't realize like how good we had it with all this cool stuff. And it was just a simpler time. It was a simpler time. There's so much more creativity and like, oh man, the nostalgia really hits hard here. All right, I'm going to give myself a really good challenge here, and I am going to save this image, and I am not going to look at any blueprint or references. Okay, and we're going to try to model at least the PlayStation itself, and then we'll model, maybe we can try the controller. The controller will be tough. I think it's possible. For the controller, I have some ideas on like how we can go about doing that. Got a little emotional there for a minute. Not gonna lie to you guys. I won't lie. I'm a pretty emotional person for the most part. Like, and I really don't try to hide that about myself. I think for me, I'd rather be emotional than boring, right? All right, so anyway, back to Blender. So for our PlayStation, what I'm thinking is like, I mean, obviously, like the first thing I think of for primitive is like a cube, and then I look at these different elements. There's some cubes, some cylinders, some booleans going on here. I think I'm gonna break this up into 3 different chunks. The first chunk being this part here, this like middle part. And then I'm going to do an array, or I'm going to do a mirror for these guys here. I think. It's like the first, is that the, wait, what's this one? Is this the PlayStation 1? What's this one? No, that says PS1. You guys mind if I do, I'm going to do the top one, because I think it's way easier to model. So let's model that top one. Let's erase this. Let's go back. Now, yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I'm going to kind of just go for it. I'm going to obviously add a cube in here. I kind of want this to lay flat because I'm going to be modeling this looking down. All right. Let me think here. Scale this down a little bit. Cool. So basically for this model, I'm imagining like something really simple. I'm almost tempted to say we could cut it in half and do the whole, the whole operation with the mirror. So I think I'll do that. Go ahead and go to my X-ray mode. I'll delete that. I'll do our mirror modifier. My learning from your process, knowing the tools, blocking your subject, start with the general idea, refine your shapes as you go. My dear teacher, God bless you. Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, so like I teach this to my like actual like real students, not just people like online too. And it's the exact same process. It's the exact same process, right? I'm adding a cube in edit mode, by the way. I'm just gonna kind of space this out like this. And I'm just kind of like I'm blocking, you can kind of probably see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of like blocking this out a little bit because like it looks like these extend beyond, right? And then we're kind of going to scale this down. So like this is the general shape of this like thing, right? And then I think I'm going to add, let's do like, I'm just going to call this PlayStation since it's not like technically, I guess the PlayStation like 1, I guess it's like, is it like 2 different versions? I don't know. Maybe I don't remember it that well, but I'm going to bevel this. I'm going to go object apply scale. Make sure we have the bevel calculated correctly. Thin bevel. Looks good so far. So like we're starting to get like the basic shape. Now for this like cutout, oh man, the cutout will be interesting. I might just do a little bit of Boolean action here. Now this cutout looks like it has a very thin bevel. So I'm almost going to take a cylinder and cut right into this whole thing. And then what I'll do is I'll add a cylinder, well, on top of that, right? So let's do a cylinder. And then I'm going to just scale it down. About there, I'm tempted to say, about there. We'll do the whole thing, right? The whole shindig. We'll do bevel. We'll do edge split. We'll do a subdiv, right? And we're going to have a really nice chiseled edge there. So if we go right up like this. Now, the chisel shouldn't be that much, though. It should be like, yeah, I feel like that looks right. Yep, and it really just cuts right into just the top surface, if you will. So it kind of cuts into both of these, but I actually want to do something here real quick. I want to move this out just ever so slightly. Yeah, like that. That looks good. And we'll come back. I'm looking. There's like a gap there. Maybe it really wasn't that intense. Yeah, that was fine. Okay, cool. We'll bring this down. We want to cut right into this. I just want to see the surface comes around. This is probably going to be, let's bring this part. This part's going to be like this more. Yep, perfect. And then we'll cut into it with a Boolean. And we'll see how our cylinder looks. Now, one thing to note, and I didn't know this until later, you have to shade this smooth too. Because if you don't shade this smooth, the Boolean won't cut smooth, believe it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do a exact difference with our cylinder. And it looks horrible. Why does it look so bad? What the heck's going on here? Oh, it's because, I wonder if I have to do it before the mirror. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I think I know what I have to do. Why can't I tab into edit mode? There we go. I'm going to select this edge group and press F to fill. Just want to see if that affects it at all. That helps a little bit, but why is this thing looking so weird, bro? Hold on a minute. We might have to just model it from scratch. Oh, we might need a subdiv. Hold on. Let's do it before this. Wow, that looks perfect. And the PlayStation's done, ladies and gentlemen. Project flat faces with curves. We could do that. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get rid of the Boolean. Let's just model it from scratch here. Oh, this will be an interesting one on how to model this. Actually, you know what's funny? You could, I guess theoretically, you could just pull all the vertices in and make like a rounded like edge, if you will. And you know what's even funnier? Oh my God, it's hysterical. I'm cracking up. We can actually go into edit mode here, and we could cut right down the middle. and then we could go from there. So let me get rid of the subdivision. Let me do this. And let me do this. Oopsies. Why is this not working? There we go. And then if we do mirror, we'll do it on the Y. Delete all this. Now look, we have everything mirrored on the Y and the Z. So if we move something, it happens on all ends. Perfect. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to have, like, right here, I want to have a circular thing. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm using that just as a reference. Okay, so now the question is, what is the best way to do this? I have some ideas. Part of me, oh, bro, you know what we could do? We could literally, the cut would have been perfect, but we could literally, like, make a grid on the top and just move everything down and then bevel that edge out. The hardest part is going to be this little tiny section right there. But, like, for the most part, I have a rough idea of what I would do. You could take this, subdivide it a bunch of times, right? And then you could, like, take each individual one, move them all down, right, and go, whoosh, right, move it down, bevel that. That's one way you could do it. Another way you could probably do it is cutting it with a boolean, but that didn't work. It's funny, when I started this, I was like, man, this is gonna be easy, right? Easy. But obviously, it's not as easy as I had expected. But that's okay. Okay, nonetheless, let's refocus. So I think I'll just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subdivide it a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to choose the select circle. Oh, this isn't going to work the way I thought it was. This is normally how I would do it, and then I would bring all those down and bevel it. But you know what's funny? It's not going to work. So I'm going to think of a different method. Also going to unsubdivide everything. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I really thought the boolean was going to work better than that. I wonder if we apply our mirror. Hold on. Before we apply, though, let me delete this face here. Doesn't want me to delete it. There we go. All right, let me turn this back on. Let me apply this. Now I wonder if we added this cylinder, if it would cut in properly. Just do this. Oh, crap. Front door, someone has been spotted. Uh-oh. All right, do this. Bro, why can't I focus in on that? There we go. Okay, perfect. I'm curious if this will work now. I wonder if it was because it wasn't a solid mesh, because sometimes that can mess it up. This also may just not work at all. There we go, bro. Okay, so the reason it wasn't working, I'm actually really glad that we troubleshooted that. The reason it wasn't working is because it wasn't a solid mesh. So now you can see we have what we were looking for. All right, now what I'll do is I will kind of move this up, and I'm going to perfect this a little bit more. I am going to give this a bevel. We'll just flip this thing around. There we go. All right, so the bevel is going to be on the bottom side. Now we can control it procedurally. I'll do an edge split and a subdiv. Perfect. Shade it smooth. Bring it down. Hide it. And bring it down a little bit more. Oh, you know what? Maybe the edge has to be a little bit greater. Bro, why? Oh. Wait. Can I do edge split and this? No, the subdiv. Bro, why is the subdiv messing it up? That's weird. That's really weird. I don't know why it would. Well, the other opportunity is you can just take a cylinder and I guess raise the amount. Yeah, I don't know why. I am using the cylinder as a basis. I'm not sure why it was being weird like that though. All right, you know what? Get rid of this. Hold on. Because I'm going to do this manually. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna redo this. There we go. All right, so we're going to tab into edit mode, scale it down. We'll give it a little bevel, all that good stuff. We'll hide this other one. We'll apply the scale. Okay. And then we'll reduce. There we go. Much better. And then now we can do an edge split and we can do a subdiv. And then we won't have any issues here with this one. There we go. And then we'll scale it down to fit. There we go. A little bit better. How much does it extrude? It does go up. I think it does go up like a little bit. Object, apply, scale. And here we go. Cool. All right, I feel pretty decent about that. I don't love the way the other cylinder looks, but it's fine. All right, that's fine. We'll come back to that anyway. That looks good so far. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other elements of this PlayStation before I literally drive myself insane. Baby's asleep. Yeah, baby's asleep. Okay, we're good. All right, so one of the things we're gonna do now. Sorry that took so long. I don't know why. I was having issues. All right, one of the things I'm gonna do now is I want to do this little cut. Oh, actually, no, we won't do the cut. You know what? We'll do these other booleans right here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Scale it down, move it. Something like that. What do you think, guys? Something like that, yep. And then same concept on the other side. Or tab into edit mode, press A, Shift D X to duplicate. And there it is. And then Shift D Y to duplicate again. But this time, scale it down a little bit more. It's weird. It's almost like offset a little bit. Like it's offset just ever so slightly. Object, apply, scale. Let me get rid of this edge split real quick. Why? I was going to say, it looks so weird. All right, let's add a boolean. And, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. We're gonna try it for sure. All right, it does kind of work. I feel like it works pretty decently, except for the bevel should probably be more on these guys. And you know what? I do wonder if we didn't do shade flat real quick. Yeah, okay. Bro, what is happening right now? Why is it? Oh, there it is. You know what's weird? Why is it like not applying my bevel? What's going on? Why can't I bevel more than that? I don't understand. Why, bro? Why? All right, you know what? Whatever. I will bevel it by hand. Why the heck? Has anyone ever had that issue? I've never in my life ever had that issue where I couldn't bevel something. Bevel it myself, bro. There we go. Whatever. Anyway, there's our bevels. I don't know why. That was kind of weird, wasn't it? All right, that's fine. We'll add the cube. This is for our like very, very small cut over here. Actually, hold up. Before I do that, let me scale it really thin. Then I'll rotate it. Even thinner than that. Okay, it's like really thin. It comes down here, kind of cuts in here. But let me just see. Where does it cut in and where does it cut in from? That was weird, right? No? Just me? And you know what? This cylinder needs to come up. This one needs to go up like this. That's better. Okay, good. This needs to go like that. And then it needs to come up just a little bit. And then we'll do another boolean. We have plenty of booleans to go around, don't we? Oh, I'm stupid. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We just need to go like this. Hold on. Duh. We can just take one of these and extrude it out. take like one of these faces and extrude it out that way. Like this face right here. And probably this one. Duh. And then if we go into edit mode, frame it. Wait, do this. Will that work? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Hold on. All right, I think that'll work. There it is. That worked. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay, I was like, I know there's a better way to do this. That was definitely the better way, right? I think that was the better way to do it. I'm excited about that. Taking a plane and a mesh knife project using curves and can bevel them before. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know why. Bevel is like some of these modifiers. Not so great, right? Not so great. All right, let me take this. Let me duplicate this. We're gonna reuse this for all of our buttons, if Blender will allow it. I don't know if Blender's gonna be nice to us today, because Blender's been kind of weird all day. Well, it's been weird sometimes. That's fine. All right, there we go. I think I'll just reuse this for each piece. Yup. Oh, you know what? Look, the bevel changes as I scale this in and out. I wonder if it has to do with the amount of like shapes that are in there, which is weird because it really shouldn't have to do with that. That's so, bro, that is whack. You know what I will tell you though? These all need like a slight inset, and they need to be raised like that because they have a very small like concave part, right? I probably should have done this and then duplicated it. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Any comments, questions, concerns while we go over these? All right. This is looking great. This is looking a lot better than it did before. Oh, man. The fins. Woo! And not to mention these like weird like lines in the bottom here. We're going to have to... Oh, this is going to be an interesting one, isn't it? And what's interesting is like these are all like separate shapes now. So what I think we'll do... Oopsies. What I think we'll do is add the fins manually and probably just blend them into the mesh a little bit. So as far as I'm concerned, for these fins, we're just going to use an array modifier, probably just a cube that's scaled and like one side's like scaled to have that like slight, you know, gear look, if you will. This is cool though. Let's do it. All right, let's add our cube. Let's scale it properly. All right, and yeah, we'll do a mirror modifier, all that good stuff. Now, a couple of things. One, well, we're going to do an array, right? So I'm going to kind of set everything up first. Okay, we're going to do a little offset here. And then we'll do a mirror. Perfect. Now, with this, right, we're going to do this first, though. Hold on. We're going to tab into edit mode, take this and scale it on the Y. Bring it back, right? We're going to do something kind of like that. I feel like that looks pretty decent. I wonder how many there are. I guess do we have to count all these, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh, wait. 36. There's 36. Wait. I think I lost track. Was it 30? Was it 36? Okay, there we go. That's actually good that we know that now, because now we know we have to scale this down a little bit. Okay. That's good. And I'm tempted to say they're actually a little bit flatter. So let's do that. So there you go. There's your weird fins. Now there is this thing underneath of them, and they're all connected to it. Ugh. Why are they all connected to it? Oh my god. Such a pain. Hey, you know what? I'm almost tempted to say no. They don't go down. Okay, that's okay. All right, we're overthinking it. But you know what I will say is that okay, I have an idea. This is you guys ready to get really crazy with this? We're gonna delete the array, right? We're gonna add a mirror modifier on this side, and to create this like line, because it looks like the end of this goes down and then it kind of loops across. Check this out. Ready for this cool hack? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do a loop cut. You guys watching? I hope you're watching. We're gonna do this. We're gonna extrude this small part out on the Y, and then we're just gonna bring this back in, reduce it by 2, move this over. You guys seeing this? Anybody? Okay. And then look, we got this, right? Which is gonna be, well, like that. Now we have this weird like thing down here. I'm gonna turn on my random colors and my cavity so we can see what's happening. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Oops. Thoughts? Thoughts so far? Be honest. Loud and clear, brother. Yep. see. You've seen what I did? Why does it all have different colors? Just so I can identify the different elements. I went up here to my overlays or my viewport shading, and I clicked on random. You can set it back to material. You know what's cool? A lot of people don't know this. You can set it to something custom too if you want, which is actually that looks kind of cool. It's kind of a nice color. Yeah. Yep. How did you get the colors to appear? I went up here on this little drop down, and you can click random. Custom's pretty cool too. I don't mind custom, but this looks good. All right, cool. Let's go on to the next details. All right. Ooh, it's a tough one. So now we have to, well, first of all, there's this like, why am I getting this weird distortion? Anyway, there's this line, this inset line that goes all the way under and across. We'll eventually get to that. That'll be fun. This thing right here. Oh, Lord. Okay, I have some ideas. So first idea, obviously, we're just gonna cut into a Boolean, and then I think I'll because there's this little gap, we can just model this piece separately. But I actually don't think this is gonna be terribly difficult to model. I have some ideas. But I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut this kind of like shape into our PlayStation here. So let's add a cube. Okay, we'll tab into edit mode, all that good stuff. I'm gonna scale this down. I'm just going to scale this, move it over here. I'm going to add a mirror modifier. Perfect. And then we just got to kind of shape this generally like how it's shaped. Bring it in here, kind of cut in here. And yeah, let's see. It's got like some bevels. I just want to look and make sure I'm looking. So it is kind of square with just like bevels around the edge. Okay, I think this is actually pretty simple. All right, here we go. So let's go to the front view here. I think for this one, I'm just going to add a bevel. Let's do it before 10. Something like that should be perfect. All right, looks good. Shade it smooth. Perfect. Now we just have to cut into this. So let's add another Boolean. This poor object. This poor object. There you go. So we have our cuts, right? Now, you're not going to be able to see like what this looks like. It doesn't really matter anyway, but it's cut in there, and then we'll just create the like whatever this is. Although I will tell you, they look a little bit longer, so let's do this. There we go. That looks better. Okay, cool. I feel good about that. And actually, you know what? They do look a little different. They look like they're down a little bit more. Okay, and they look maybe a little bit smaller. Maybe more spread out towards the ends. Like that. Maybe even down a little bit more. Thoughts? I feel like that looks pretty good. All right, we can always come back to it later. All right, let's analyze, like, what does this look like? Okay, so I'm almost just seeing, like, the outside of cube extruded in with some other extrusions, a lot of different extrusions, basically. It's like this big, like, you know, extrusion thing. Okay, here we go. Let's try to model it. I mean, I think relatively it's going to be simple, like, more or less. Okay, I think I got it. Got our cube. Scale it down. See, now you guys probably see, this is why I do random colors, because then I can see, like, what is it that I'm working with here, right? All right, let's try to get that nice gap in there. Okay, perfect. Now, what I'll do is I'm actually going to delete this face and this face, because I want to work with this, right? I want to work with this. I want a mirror. I do want to see what we have here, so it's... You know what I want? I want to go like this. I want to bring this back here so I can see what I'm modeling. Oh, where did my... Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where did it go? Okay, there it is. So you know what? I'm going to bring it up real quick. I can't even see it because it doesn't have any solidity to it. So let me give it some of that. Let's get rid of the mirror just for a second so I can focus on this. So now the way I see it is this piece has like that square is that piece. We're going to take the piece and we're going to cut it in half first. We're going to do a mirror modifier action here. A mirror modifier on the mirror modifier. And we're going to go here. Perfect. We're going to do a mirror first. And then a mirror on top of that mirror. I feel like I'm not making sense. There's the mirror, right? Set origin to geometry. Bring this out. Oh my God, bro. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to bring this over here. And we're going to do another mirror on top of that mirror on the X. But this time, we're going to use this thing. So that way, it's mirrored. Am I making sense? A mirror on top of a mirror. I'm kind of sick of the word mirror. Anybody else? All right, anyway, let's do this. We need to chop it in half like this. We need this right here. And then I think, we might have to flip our normals here, but I think if I take this face and I extrude it, we can get that kind of like middle part right there. And then we can adjust those lines like as needed. But if we take that, now we have that middle part. I'm thinking this through before I do anything else. And then we're going to need to bevel a bunch of stuff. We need a back face. And we need those three little weird prong things. Okay, yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good so far. Okay, I'm happy with this so far. Although why? Oh, you know what? EX. Let me see. Mesh, normals, flip. Yeah, there we go. Now, actually, you know what? I don't want to do it this way. I don't. Do I want to do it this way? Hold up. No, I don't think I want to do it this way. I guess we could do it this way. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. That's what I'm doing. Okay, let's do this. Fill this in anyway. Why are we getting such weird results here, bro? All right, that's fine. We'll do that. Actually, you know what? No. Hold up. I decided against it. We're undoing. Because I want to do this. I want to do this manually. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, I want to do it manually. I want that. Okay, good. And then what I want to do is I want this piece to come in the middle here. Yeah, because then we'll be able to add our bevel and it'll look better. I think it'll look better. Yep, we'll do bevel for the mirror. Do this. Oh, we need clipping turned on. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, that looks a lot better. And then what we can do, and here's the best part. Now I can take these pieces, right, and I can scale them on the Z if I want them to be better. And then, wait, it gets better. We can go to our top-down view. We can select all these edges. And then all these edges, we can flatten them so that they're, well, flat. SY0, SY0. Now everything's flat, and it looks good. Now we have something that looks like this. Now, obviously, this top part's kind of weird because we have to SX0, good. Same on the bottom, SX0, flattening it. Did I say that right? And then now we can come in here and we can be like, okay, now we want to take this edge and we want to bevel it, right? Although we're going to get some weird like topology issue. Topology? All right. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Now, I think for the middle, we need to take this piece and bevel it. Oh, do I already have a bevel? That's why everything's looking so weird. I'll just bevel it manually, bro. Or we can do bevel weight, which is really nice. I think I'll do bevel weight. And then after bevel weight, we should be good to go. So, like, obviously, things are looking good so far. We just need to kind of solidify this thing, and then I think we'll be good to go. The other thing I want to do is I want to press A and scale it on the Y. Because at the end of the day, everything's going to be right down here. And I guess just scale it in a little bit. Yeah, okay. So it's going to fit. It's going to be right about there anyway. All right, yeah, we're definitely going to need to like manually bevel all this stuff. Okay, good. That's okay. We can do it. All right, here's what I'll do. I'll add a bevel. But I'm going to add a bevel. Limit method will be weight. So then we'll be able to go in here. We'll say, you know what? I want the bevel weight to be really high here, but not so high that it's going to look bad. Oh, man, that looks so good. And then we can come in here. I want it to look not like that. What's this one set at 0.19? We'll just do the same thing. That looks good. And then we'll do the same on the inside. So both of these we'll do I'll do like this. Huh? Why does it look weird? Uh-oh. We'll bevel them on our own. Guess that looks a little bit better. That's fine. All right, I'm cool with that. And then I think I'm just going to add like, oh, man, I guess we got to take this, duplicate it, scale it for the back. Yeah. Ooh, is that my stomach, bro? Oh, my God. Am I that hungry? Actually, you know what, bro? I'm just going to do this. Yup. And that's the back face. Good. We'll duplicate it again for this. Scale it down. Move it up. This is going to be like the part that says like memory card here. Beautiful. So now we have this. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there is an extra section there. All right. I feel like this is looking pretty good. I will coach you in Blender for $50 an hour. Oh, nice. Guys, just so you know, that is technically soliciting, so we might not allow that. If you want to do like shameless plug every now and then, I guess it's okay, but try to like not be like advertising your like services here. It's not really like what the live stream is necessarily for. All right, here we go. Where was I at? Oh, I need these little bottom pieces here as well. So let's just add those in manually. I'm gonna bring this down. Definitely doesn't match the exact curve, so I guess we could like work on it a little bit more. You like see here. Don't want to do too much curvature because then it'll be it'll mess up our like bevel that we already had. Okay, let's do this. Okay, tab into edit mode, of course. Bring it out here so we can see it. Scale it down, move it, scale it up. Array, slight offset, tab into edit mode, scale it down, refine, refine, refine. Bevel, probably want that before, and also we probably want to do object, apply scale, but not yet because I need to make sure these are correct. I feel like that looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Object applies scale, and then we adjust our bevel. Perfect. And then I think from there we're gonna need those like those individual holes. I think I'll just do like something really, really simple, like a really small cylinder. Okay, and I'll just do this. Scale it way, way, way down. We just need 3 of these, right? We need 3 of them. I love, I don't know if you guys are the same as me. Maybe you're not, but I love like a boolean. I just love, I don't know why. I like using them. I think they're the easiest way to like model things. That's me personally. You guys don't have to agree, but. You'll charge me $50 to use your copy of Blender? Bro. How much, oh, how much do I charge, you're asking? Me specifically or CG Cookie? We don't, do we do private tutoring? I don't think we do private tutoring, but I mean, I offer it. You can message me on Instagram and we can have a chat about it there. I normally don't, like, I won't advertise my specific services on here because I'm not, this isn't my platform. Like, this is CG Cookie, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna try to plug my own services here. Boolean should go first because then we want to array it. So we'll go like this, and then we'll select this guy here. Oh, we gotta shade it smooth. There we go. So now we have that. Now I will say, like, the cylinder could probably be a little bit smaller. That looks good. And there you go. Boom. Oh, we need to mirror this again. We need another mirror on this side. There it is. I mean, generally speaking, like, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, obviously you could spend more time on it, but I will let you watch CG Cookie teach me for $50 an hour. Yo, I was responding to I see it. Not exactly shameless plug. I got you. No. It's not. No, it doesn't have to be like that. I thought you were advertising your services. I didn't realize you were answering somebody else's question. What's my Instagram? My Instagram is Kenny Phases. Here, I'll type it in for you guys. Okay, so, sorry, Instagram.com/Kenny Phases. There you go. If you want to check it out. I spell it right? Yeah, I think I did. There's a million ways to do the same thing in Blender. The question is, what's the best way? Ooh, yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah. You can do that. There's, like I said, there is, like the other guy said, there is a million ways to do it. All right, I want to, before we continue, I just want to look at this real quick. There is this like outline that goes on the bottom, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. I kind of want to see what this thing looks like in rendered view because I can't help myself and I'm impulsive. So let's let's go over to rendered view. Let's get a little environment texture on here. Yeah, looks cool. Let's do this too. I want to see what color is this. I guess it's like kind of like a, well, I'll just do it. Color picker, I guess. It's kind of like a, bro, what? That is not the color I just picked. What are you talking about? What? What is bro talking about? Did you see that? That doesn't look anything like the color I just picked. That's fine. I'll do it myself. Bro, that's great. Did you guys see that? Literally looked nothing like the color. That's fine. All right, there it is. And now we can modify the whole thing all together. It's weird. It's almost like this, like, I don't really know how to put my finger on like what the color looks like. That's a tough color to match. If only I could use the darn color picker that apparently doesn't pick colors from a reference image, I guess. Let me try something. Add mesh, or no, add image mesh plane. Let me see if I can do that. Where is it? Yeah, let's try that. What? Why does it look so weird? What? Bro, why in the world? Okay. That's not going to work. Anyway, nonetheless, let's just set up something cool here. So I'm just going to set up like a fun little scene, and then we'll move on to the next idea. That's a feature that's kind of annoying, isn't it? All right, I'm just going to add a camera in here. I'm going to go ahead and plop myself in the camera view. I'm going to choose orthographic because I love orthographic. I'm going to enable depth of field because I love depth of field. And there it is. There's our PlayStation. How cool. Obviously, there's no branding or anything on it, and the f-stop is ridiculous on this thing, but this is a cool little, like a fun little render. One of the cool things I like to do is I dumb down the strength of the HDRI to like 0.2, and I'll take an area light, and I'll make that like the main subject, or the main like lighting source, if you will. I'll raise the power, and then you can like put it somewhere cool like this, right? And you can kind of like create this really cool, interesting lighting effect. You don't have to do this, but you can. Some people will even take it and, oopsies, where's my light? Some people will take it, you can bring it off to the side. I love messing around with lighting. It's one of my favorite things to do. And you can like, I mean, we have a whole course on lighting in the fundamentals of Blender, or the core of Blender, which is, who teaches that one? I think it's Kaizen, and he's great at it. So if you really want to learn, like that's a great guy to learn from as well. All right, let's see. Where's my empty at? Oh, I guess my color is way off. How did my color get that off? Okay, that was not the color at all, was it? I really thought I had it. All right, anyway. Cool. There you go. You love Blender. You think it's very beautiful. The HDRI is affecting the color, I think. Oh, yeah. Let me show you guys a cool trick. That HDRI is definitely affecting the color. And that's okay, because we can go to our HDRI, which is right here. And we can do a hue saturation right here. And we can bring the saturation to 0. And now, if we look at the HDRI, it has no color in it. Ha! Ha ha ha! The power of nodes. But yeah, this looks really cool. And then, obviously you can, adjust your background or whatever you want to do as well. If you want to make it like a more intense, like focused background. And then here's with no overlays. And it looks pretty cool. Blender is awesome. Wait a second. Guys, I forgot to pay for my Blender subscription. Oh, wait, no, I did it because it's free. Let's go. Yeah, no, it does. I mean, and that's the thing, is you can also do like a tint. You could do a tint to your design if you want to. What are we thinking so far, guys? Are you enjoying the live stream? What are we going to create next here? I mean, there's so many things. What's cool is like you could literally capture any of this and it'll be like a mini tutorial. All right, we did the PS1. Something glow. Oh, we're not doing that one anymore. Let me just see something. What the heck is this, bro? This better be appropriate. Is this an appropriate thing I'm about to search up? Oh, that's not appropriate, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do this first one. That is not an appropriate theme. I apologize, but I can't do it. Now, let me see what this one is. This one, I'm assuming, is a video game. That's an interesting one. That's crazy looking. What's the other one? The Arabian Sand Bow. Oh, is this the one where the eyes are like facing forward or whatever? I'll tell you what, I'll just show it on screen, but I'm not modeling this. This is hysterical. This is the snake this guy is talking about. His eyes are like facing forward. I will tell you, it doesn't really look, it almost doesn't even look real, bro. Yeah, we're not modeling that. I'm sorry. That's too goofy. I'll get a little, I'll tell you what, that was funny. That was a funny one. Let me see what this one is. Oh, this is the, this is the fan one, right? This is the one you wanted modeled, someone said. The live stream is cool so far. Number 4. Number 4, please. What was number 4? Was that number 4? Or is this one? Number 5. You want to see the gaming PC fan? Okay, I'll tell you what. This is what we'll do next then. Oh, here we go. We do have a front-facing view. Okay, perfect. Do this, save that image. Let me save this guy as a reference. This is the one we'll do next. I'm just going to decide what we're doing next just because this will be an easy one to model, I think. I'm going to add my reference images in. Then I'm going to use the restroom. I know, I've been drinking a lot of water today. So let me go ahead and do this. Let me add our references in. There's one. Add image reference. 2. Okay, so I will be right back. This is what we're going to model next. If you want, you can also comment and let me know what else you want to see. But this is the one that we'll do next. It's funny because I just looked at the outside of it. That'll be interesting to try to model that. If it's the fan blades that you're struggling with, I can show you how we'll do that. That's actually not as difficult as you might think. So how many years have you been 3D designing? How long would it take a beginner to learn? Honestly, I think you can learn within a day. I really do. It's just a matter of like understanding the interface and like what does what. Like there's a tool for everything. It really just depends. We'll do the fan next, and then I'll show you how it renders. Actually, I have. You know what's funny? I did a PC fan before. I actually have it on here. I'll show you when I come back. But for now, keep dropping your comments. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, real quick, I just want to kind of shout this out. I know I've shouted it out before, but if you're new here, please check out our awesome product, which is going to be Core. And this is the Core Fundamentals of Blender. There's 11 courses for only $150. It's on pre-sale right now. It's just awesome. I just had to shout it out. Okay, I'll be right back, and then we'll get right back into the live stream. Thank you for our commercial break. Alrighty, we're back. And guess what, guys? I got a cheese stick, so just gonna get a quick little nibble of that real quick. All right, here we go. The fan blade. Are you talking about like, do we need the texture on the fan blade or just the blade? That might be a painted on texture, by the way. Could you try modeling a Power Macintosh? Hold on, let me write these down. Power Macintosh. What's a Power Macintosh again? Once you learn how to move around Blender, it goes fast. Yep, I agree. Just please show me how to do the fan. Gosh darn it, Kenny, just show me the fan, bro. Show me the darn fan. Okay. Thoughts on vibe coding add-ons? Look, do whatever you want. Oh, shit. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I really needed a snack. You just want to know the fan menu, or the fan menu. Oh my god, I'm reading 2 words at once. The fan blades. All right, let's do the darn fan blades. All right, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Well, you do this. Okay. That looks good. All right, so we can make a fan blade with a plane. So we have our plane, right? We'll bring it out here. I would say the best way to do this would be to tab into edit mode, rotate this so that it's facing the correct way. We'll scale it down, we'll bring it up, scale it up a little bit, kind of get like the rough size of the fan blade. Now actually, if you look, the fan blade is probably, it's probably a little bit taller than that. It's probably like this tall maybe. Let's just assume it's like that tall. We can always scale it down later. I think I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna give it some loop cuts. Control R for the loop cuts. It's gonna let me. There we go. It's like weird. You have to like hover in the perfect spot for loop cuts. Bro, what is happening right now? Hold on. Control R. Dude, why? Oh, I have to be outside. Okay, so here we go. We'll do that, loop cuts, and then I'll try to make like similar amount. I want to get to, see how like they're all squares? Like we have like not good topology, but this is like, generally speaking, like where we should be. So this is where it should be. And then all I'm going to do is I am going to do a simple deform. And I'm going to do, oh, let me think, probably like, maybe something like, maybe like that. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of accurate. Because then what you can do is you can kind of deform it however you want, and then you can like array it in a circle like this. But you want the circle to be this way, and you just, you know, I don't know, like do something like this. I mean, it's just a rough idea. Let's see. Yeah. Actually, oh shoot. Oh, I like this better. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you get the rough idea. That's like kind of generally like how I would probably do it. More or less. I mean, that's, you know, more or less how I do it. Oh, and then you probably want a solidify modifier. And then, oh, that's the other thing. You probably want 2 simple deforms. I'm sorry. You probably want another simple deform because it kind of wraps around again. So hold on, before I do the array, it wraps, or it goes like that, and then it bends almost this way. Almost like stretches. It almost stretches, but you know what? Oh, you got to do an origin. So I could do like an empty, I'm sorry, empty plane axis. Now, what we could do is make our origin this empty. So now I can like kind of really warp this thing around, although this is not working the way that I expected. Okay, forget that. That was just an idea. I guess it didn't work the way I thought. Oh, here we go. This one. Wait a second. I guess you can continue to warp it. I mean, that's, I would generally, the way I would do it is kind of like how I'm doing it now, but then you obviously like, you define it however you need to. You can also, I mean, another thing you could do is you could take a cylinder, get part of that cylinder that's already wrapped around. That's just an idea, though. That's just an idea. That happens to me all the time. You get a button command that are powerful but require special requirements to use them. Yep, 100%. I mean, that's generally how I'll go about doing it. But I see your point. Like, it's almost like it's tapered as well as. I wonder if you do that. I wonder if you take this top line, you turn on proportional editing, and you move it. You can like see something. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. There we go. So what I'm doing, just to show you, in edit mode, I'm taking one of these middle pieces here, like the edge. I have proportional editing turned on, and then I'm just kind of like going like this, right, until I get something that's like half decent result. I will say for this one, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I don't really know how exactly I would go about doing this because they almost rotate this way, and then they kind of like They almost like bow out in the middle. Like, I don't even. This is a tough shape to model. I don't really know how I would go about doing this. I mean, this is generally like the method I would use, but I would probably be here for hours trying to match the exact profile. But that's what I will tell you is that will be the method. I'm not going to mess around with this one too much because it'll drive me crazy. But does that make sense? Like, that's kind of how I'll go about it. Another thing you could do, let me just delete this. Another thing you could do is you could model like the curvature first and then give it the taper. God, there's so many ways. There's so many ways you could do this. You know, actually might even be the easiest way. Let me try one more method. You could use a curve, right? Oopsies. You can use a curve. Let me just do SY0 to flatten it real quick. You can take the curve, right? Take this part here, scale it down. We'll just do this one. Let's just say you have like the general shape. Oh, I have my proportional editing turned on. Whoopsies. All right, so you have your curve, starts here, ends here. Now here's the cool part. You go ahead and you subdivide that, right? And now you have this curve that looks like this. You take this part, bring that back. Now you have this. Why does this look so bad? There we go. So you have something that looks like this, although that does not look like how I was expecting it to look. There we go. So it starts here, it goes back this way. Obviously, this doesn't look very good, but you get the idea. And then what you do is you give it a profile of... Bro, why can't I just... Oh, I can just extrude it. Hold on. Oh my gosh, bro. There we go. I can extrude it. Let's just pretend this was extruded the correct way. And now you have your profile. So now you can take this, and this is the curve, right? And then you scale it. And now you can move this, and then you can decide how much you want to extrude it there. Make sense? Kind of like you can do a curve. Obviously, this is not a great version, but you get the idea. Hey, I'm live streaming. Do you mind if I call you back afterwards? You can start low pop. Exactly, yeah. But anyway, that's generally how I do it. All right, if you guys don't mind, I am going to move on to the next idea. There's auto beveled Boolean on the PS1 before, but how? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, remodel a low poly. Okay. What was the other ones you guys said? All right, do me a favor and let's get some new suggestions in here. Yeah, I mean, I hope that kind of helps. I know, to be honest, I don't feel like trying to match that profile. Sorry. Hashtag don't feel like it, bro. All right. Need suggestions. There you go. Okay, this is what I have so far. Could you please, I sent you a Discord. You sent me a Discord. Trousers? What? Oh, you have the low. Did you send it to my Discord? Hold on a second. I got to open up Discord here. You sent it to my Discord or what? Did you add me? Is that what's going on here? Or you sent it to CG Cookie? Hold on. What part in CG Cookie did you send it to? Power Macintosh. Oh, this thing? Oh my god. Talking about this thing? The OG CG Cookie. What's my name on there? What is my name on there? I think it's KenCaf. Yeah, I'm on CG Cookie right now. Or is it in the general chat? Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right now. One new mention. New arrivals. CG Cookie YouTube. Here we go. Throw it in the CG Cookie YouTube part. Okay. Oopsies. You do want the monitor? The monitor or the computer? Wait, this? Or give me exact search term if you don't mind. This thing's ridiculous, bro. If this is what you're talking about, I think we could probably model something like that. This is crazy, bro. Oh, okay. All right, here. Let's start with this. I'm assuming this is what you want modeled, right? The power, is this the right one? I think it is. Okay. I'm just going to assume it's the right one. All right, let's just delete everything. I'm going to add in a reference image. There's, all right, I guess I got to go with just like my best gut here, my gut feeling on how this is going to be modeled. I would say, obviously, we're going to probably start with a cube, right? Let me think about this. Either that, or I'm sorry, either that tall metal one, which is the actual computer, or the massive monitor. Ooh, let's start with the metal computer. Keep it simple, right? All right. Let me think for a minute on how I would model this. Yeah, okay. I think I know how to model it. I think I know. I'm going to start with the plane. Gotta love starting with the plane, right? So I think what I'll do is we're going to use like crazy mirror modifiers here. This is going to be like insane. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add a mirror modifier for X, Y, and Z. I know. Getting crazy over here, right? So now what we're going to do with this mirror modifier is we're going to be able to kind of like build this thing out, right? I think I'll start by just like getting the general like context of, here, let's do this. Getting the general context of like the height. We're going to kind of start by building like this top section here. Well, I have an idea for the holes. The holes in the front, I have an idea for that actually, for what we can do. So first of all, let's do this. This is kind of let's do the height of this thing. I think it would be generally like, probably like that. Maybe something like that, right? I feel like that's generally probably it. I'm gonna bring this up here. So we have this, good. And then I think I'll do a loop cut here in the middle. I'll do a loop cut right here. And then I think we just kind of need to take this and like extrude it up. Whoa, the heck? Bruh. There we go. So I'm going to extrude this up. Okay. Extrude it up again. Extrude, extrude, extrude on the X. Now we have something like this. Now, what I will say is we're probably going to need a subdiv, right? We need some clipping here too. And subdiv, we'll do 3 because I really want this thing to be nice. I mean, this is generally like probably how I'll go about it. There we go. Add another loop cut. Looking good so far. And then I'll say we probably want to do a solidify, right? Give it a little thickness here. All right. Now, if you get like a weird issue right here, what you'll probably need to do is bring this back because we're having like a weird like clipping issue. Yeah, there we go. Let me see where the clipping is. Why are we getting such a weird issue with that? Solidify should be after. Maybe it's the subdiv? Yeah, I guess it is. It's weird. All right, it's fine. All right, we'll come back to that. That's really, why are we getting that? I do want to merge them, but why are they being weird, bro? I've never had that issue, like, ever. Anyway, we'll come back. All right, so this needs to be really sharp on the edge, so we'll sharpen that up. In fact, actually, no, we'll just take this edge, we'll give it a crease, which is not working for some reason. We'll give it a crease. Oh, we need this part to be creased too. There we go. So now we have a crease on both sides. Oh, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need a crease. Now, hold on. Maybe that was the issue. Because this edge, maybe it was looking for like a weird thing with the subdiv. I feel like it has to do with the subdiv, which is really weird. I've like never had that issue. There we go. Maybe it did have to do with the subdiv. We'll do the same thing over here. Oh, it's because we're way, 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 way on the wrong side of this. Dude, oh my gosh, bro. Let's just pretend this is perfect. You get the idea. You get the idea. We're gonna click on this. Oh my gosh, bro. This is gonna drive me crazy. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 6. Better. All right. Better, better, better. And then to get that corner radius proper, I'm gonna do this a little bit better. And then we're going to take this piece here, 1, 2, 3, 4, SZ0, SZ0, there we go. Now we have like proper corner radius. I don't know why this is such a weird issue though here. You could be the location of the modifier stack. Would you say the location of the modifiers in the stack? Yes, it could actually. We have subdivision and then mirror. Let me just see something. Oh, there it is. You're right. It was the order. So we replaced the order. We're good to go. All right, now I'm ready to like actually continue this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this bottom edge, Shift D to duplicate right here. I'm gonna get rid of all the creasing because we'll come back to that. And then I'm gonna extrude downwards to get like, well, this part here. And then I'm going to give a loop cut here. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna take these edges here. Hold on. Take these edges. There we go. Take this edge here. And then these ones right here, and I'm going to give them a mean crease because they're so mean. And now we have this, and then we'll take this side, bring it up for that gap, which is apparently a really, really small gap. And now we have something like this. Let's take a look. All right, now we have something that looks like this. Oh, noted. So see how the solidify modifier is going the wrong way? We have to take this, and we have to flip the normals. So hold on. I selected it using L, and I'll go to Mesh, Normals, Flip, and now we're good. All right, now we can, because I was wondering why we couldn't see it. I was like, why can't we see it? Okay, here we go. All right, we're good now. There's some weird like geometry issue happening on the corner here, and I'm not 100% sure why. It might have to do with this. No, we need another loop cut here. Should it be? It's weird. Anyway, this is like generally speaking how I would do it. Now I'm estimating the size of this thing, but I will say that oh, later. Oh, you're saying if you want the model later? Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, I could probably drop it in there. All right, let's do this next part. So I actually think for this next part, it's going to be like more simple than we might imagine. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do a plane, bring it up here, scale it on the Y, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a mirror, because we will need a mirror on the Z. And now all we have to do is, well, actually I'm going to do the same thing here in the middle. I'm going to use a loop cut. I'm going to mirror it on the Y as well. And I'm just going to delete these two vertices. And now, as you can see, we have the mirror. Now anything we do to this side will happen to the other side. So I'm going to extrude this down. Now we kind of have this like general shape. We can now press A, select everything, scale it out a little bit, have it kind of meet that edge there. Looks like there's a slight gap, so let me make sure I have that slight gap. Yep, we're good. And then what I'll do is I'll probably just give it like a nice little bevel action here. And this part, we can bevel it as much as we want, right? We can kind of like be like, oh, you know, SZ, bring this up. We want this to be really, really flush with the top. So we want it to be like right up here, right? Here. So now we got this really, really nice piece of machinery that we've developed. and we'll shade it smooth. Now, the hard part, right? This is the part where no one wants to do this part. We're going to have to kind of figure out, okay, how can we make these like holes? Now, what if I told you that you didn't need to model them? What if there was an easier way? Well, there is. So the easy way to do this, in my opinion, yes, you could model them. You could if you wanted to. The easy way to do this without having to cut into this is just with like some simple material magic. And I think we can accomplish that. But before we do, let me at least get this little panel in here. I'm going to duplicate this as a backup. I'm going to hide the backup, and I'm going to right-click, convert to mesh, because I need this to be a mesh to do what I'm about to do next. And then I'm going to take this piece here. I am going to subdivide it. And I think I'm just going to kind of choose what I think this size looks like for this thing. I feel like it's going to be like something like this. Did I just get that perfectly even? There's no way. Although it does need to be thinner, so we'll do this. Bro, come on. I'm going to give myself some credit for that one. I'm going to give myself some credit. We're going to go ahead and delete those faces. And then I'm going to, oh, you know what? Instead of deleting them, I'm going to Shift D. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to do separate selection. So now this is a separate selection. I can move it back. I can scale it up. Actually, hold on, set origin to geometry. I can scale it up, and it's bigger than that. Perfect, and there it is. Boom. Now for this, though, I need to give this some solidity, so let me solidify it. Ooh, what the heck? Why does it look so bad, bro? Oh, it looks so bad. There we go. That looks better. Shade auto smooth? Oh, it's because it was shaded regular smooth, bro. Oh, brother, that looked bad. All right, now we have that little concave part. I think I'm ready to show you some of the shader magic, although we do have this like flat part here. Oh, that's such a pain. Let's just pretend that's not there so I can show you the shader magic, okay? Oh, the low model. Oh, you dropped it in there. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the comment wrong. That's my fault. That's my fault. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. All right, so first thing we need is an environment texture, because we always add an environment texture because, well, it gets us some nice lighting on our scene. Let's go to cycles as usual, GPU. So you want to know how to make this look cool. Well, first of all, let's just give this like a little bit of a material here. Bro, why does it not want me to win today? I don't understand. They don't want me to win, bro. They don't want me to win. Low roughness. Actually, we want kind of like a high roughness, because this is like, I guess this is like an anodized, it's like an anodized aluminum, right? That's like the material. All right, we'll come back to that anyway. All right, so there's your like anodized aluminum, whatever. I guess you could do metallic BSDF. You could go like this. You could go no saturation, roughness pretty high. You could also, I think you could do like this. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That's kind of like a rough aluminum, if you will. So here's what I'll do. I am going to go into rendered mode here too. I need to have these like dots here. I think the way that we can do that, subdivide the front faces, poke holes. You can do that. That is something you can do, but we might be able to get away with it with something else. I just want to try it because now I'm like curious if we can do this or not. And if we can't, it's all good. But I think what we can do is I can grab these front faces, right? I can go over here, make a new material, and assign this material. And I'm going to do select, invert. I'm going to make a new material slot. I'm going to select the one we already made, assign. So now we have the anodized aluminum on the top, but then this second material, I'm just going to make it pink so we can make sure it's working. This second material where the pink is, I'm going to show you a really cool trick. You guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready. Mix shader. Transparency, well, transparent BSDF, right? And then what I'll do is I'll copy this metallic, because we want this as our other part of the shader. And then we just have to drive the factor with a Voronoi texture. Voronoi texture. Grid, randomness, none. Scale. big. I'm going to do color ramp here. All right, now what we need to do is we need to, does it need to be inverted? I think it's like this. Yeah, there we go. So now what we need to do is we need to get some mapping on here, and then we should be good to go. And we just adjust the scale as needed. Mapping. I did this before. I forget what project I did this for, but it worked really well. Do we want to UV unwrap this? Hold on. Select, invert. UV, what was it? Smart UV project, I think it was. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's because of the weird continuation, but you get the idea. So like this is how I would go about doing it. Obviously you need way more. Did you guys get the idea though? That's like the basic concept. Oh man, that would have been perfect if it was UV unwrapped properly. But basically, we're now able to see through this, but it's like not real geometry. So like we look at the geometry and it just looks like this. And then we look at it and it looks like it has like fake holes in it. Pretty cool technique. Am I right, guys? Am I right? I mean, come on. That was pretty legit, right? No? Not good enough? Still not impressed? Good Lord. What do you think? And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you do it. I know. You weren't ready for that, were you? How cool is that? Obviously, you'll need to tweak the metal, but a lot of people don't know you can do that. Yeah, and this actually brings me to an idea that I wanted to explore, which is a new add-on that I think I'm going to develop. Now, we don't have to live stream it. If you guys want, we can. If you guys ever seen these, there's these renders where it's like you have the wireframe, then you have the solid, and then you have the render, or no, wireframe, solid, render. Yeah, so it's like this tri-split view, and I was thinking about making an add-on to generate those. Not even an add-on, but just like a GeoNode setup. So I learned a lot more about nodes and materials. I almost never use them because I model for 3D printing. Yeah, so obviously we can't just like take this and convert it to a mesh, but that would be pretty cool if you could, right? Get a picture of the shader nodes. You got to remember the darn node setup. Sorry, guys, can't show you. Just kidding. Here you go. You ready for the node setup? Here it is right here. Let me organize it for you. Hold on. All right, so what I'll do is I'll set this up, and if you want, I can outline like how it's working, or you can just check this out. This is really it, though. You guys want to screenshot that? Go for it. That's really it. So the key, oh, my face is in the way, sorry. So the key thing here, though, is that you want to drive it from the UV, which we did unwrap it, but it looked bad, but you can fix that. Mapping, just keep that to whatever. Voronoi is really the driving factor behind the holes themselves. Color ramp is like the contrast, so you can see like I can smooth them out. Now, instead of this, you can actually do constant, and you can have a really perfectly nice crisp ones. And then you have transparent, which is one side of it, and then the metallic, which is the other part. But obviously you can do this with anything. Like you can cut cheese into things. You can you know what I mean, like you can, and not a lot of people realize this, but you can also do this with volumetrics too. So you can make like fake clouds or pretty much anything that you want to. But there you go. There's your node setup. Hopefully that helps you guys with your next project. All right. So there's your Macintosh. All right, where is this? I need to see, where is this low poly model this guy's talking about? Where did you send it on Discord? Modeling, maybe? Or is this, where can I find it? Where can I find it on there? Legend? Thanks, bro. Anybody? Guys want to see something cool? Show you something cool. Since we're talking about shader nodes, I'll show you something really, really cool. Go to cycles. So I'm in a new Blender file. I am going to, bro, why is this even a checkbox? Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, like, really, like, I don't understand why would one checkbox crash the entire program? Like, I don't. Bro. Yo. Come on, bro. I'm trying to shift quit. Let's go. There it is. Okay. Oh, no wonder my computer's lagging out. There's like 10 Chrome tabs open. All right, here we go. So, what was I going to show you? Oh, yeah, I was going to show you guys in rendered mode. Cycles, GPU is what I was trying to select. So, here's something really, really cool. Not a lot of people realize you can even do this. Hold on. Just, whatever. So, we have a cube. We have a new setup. Brand new shader. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to, like, transition from one thing to another. We have a diffuse. I'll make this blue or something so you can see it. Okay, and then we have a transparency mixed with the diffuse, right? So now it's like somewhat transparent. It's either completely diffused or completely transparent. There's no in between, right? Well, there is if we want there to be, but I want there to be like a really clear transition, like where this transition is happening. So let me show you how we set this up. I'm going to set up an empty plane axis empty. Where is it? There it is. So there's our plane axis empty. You can see it right there. What I'm going to do is I am actually going to drive the transition with the empty. So watch this. Here's where it gets crazy. Add a color ramp, add some mapping, add some texture coordinate. Okay, go ahead and plug this into the factor. Now look, we have a transition, right? I can make it crisper by going like this. Now here's where it gets really cool. You can see this is the transition, right? Which is awesome. However, what if I want to control it with an object? What object? My empty. Now look at that. Now when I move my empty, can I see this? When I move my empty, and you know what? I'll just make this transparent so we can really see this. There we go. Now my empty controls where, and I can rotate it too. My empty controls where the transition starts and stops. How awesome is that? And then if I want to, I can go into my color ramp and I can make it a little more faded if I want to. So now I can be like, oh, there's no object, and then here comes the object, right? And you can imagine the possibilities with this because I mean, we're controlling, like, we can animate this object into view with a custom shader setup. You can even, I mean, you could even, like, reveal different layers to this thing, right? Like, there could be, like the other side doesn't have to be transparent. It could be transparent mixed with, like, a, you know, like a grid. Like, I have my blueprint shader. This is one of the shaders I developed, and, like, that one did really well because people wanted to know how to do this, and I, like, set it all up, and I was able to, like, I mean, there's really just so much you can do with this. You can just imagine, you probably like imagine the possibilities, right? And obviously it doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to be transparent. It could be another diffuse. It could be a pink diffuse like this. So now you can be like, oh, here's my custom gradient. And look, as you scale the empty, you can actually scale the gradient itself. And of course, rotate it in. Right? I mean, there's a lot you can do with this one. So that's like a fun little setup I like to go over sometimes. Yeah. So let's not save that though, because that's easy to set up. Let's see, what else do we have here? Man, we did a lot today, didn't we? We had a fun day of blending. Oh, here's my blueprint shader. I'll just show it off real quick. This is what I was talking about. So this is an application of the shader itself. So this is a shader I sell. It's called the blueprint shader. So this one's fun. You can see that like we're using that transition effect, and then the other part of it is not just the shader itself. It's like the shader versus the transparency versus like the line work. So this kind of goes to show you like a practical application for like what you could do with this or something like that. But I thought you guys would appreciate this, so this is a fun one. And this is this Eevee? Yeah. So we're running an Eevee like pretty much real time here. So you can do the exact same thing in like Eevee or Cycles, which is pretty cool. So just wanted to show you that. All right, let's see something. I think I had a project. Where's the, oh, I wanted to work on that one project where you have like the transitioning. Let's see. Split view. Oh yeah, here it is, split view. Oh, I accidentally. All right, we'll try it out now. So, what we'll do, I want to try something. I promise we'll come back to what you guys are talking about, but I wanted to try making like a trifold thing like that you can control. Make any historical building. Oh, jeez. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, the shader, it's a really useful thing too. Here, you know what I want to show you guys real quick? Because this is the last advertisement related thing I'm going to do. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh, bro, I don't know where it went. Okay. Final renders. Here we go. So I just want to show you guys this, and I want to show you. This is our course. This is my course trailer for my physics course. So in this physics, I'll just kind of like narrate as this is playing, but in this physics course, you basically get to learn all of these amazing techniques. So I'm just going to shout, this is my own personal shout out, which I'm okay with doing because it's still CG Cookie related. But so all these renders I made for our physics course, it basically teaches you everything from soft body physics to rigid body physics, particle simulations, dynamic paint, force fields, fluid, smoke, fire, what else? Oh, and then, did I say dynamic paint? I think I did. Yeah, and there's a whole lot of cool stuff that we do in this course. So I just wanted to show you guys this. Just a quick shout out to that. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about this one. And what's really cool about this, too, is you can buy these a la carte. So you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can just buy, you can buy whatever part of it that you want to. So if you just want the physics part of it, you can just buy just the physics part of it, if that's all you want to learn about. But in my opinion, definitely worth it. All right. Can you make a Superman animation? Oh my god. Wow. No Houdini? Yeah, I know, it's funny. Should try to do a shader blade. Shard blade. Shard blade? What is that? Shard blade. Stormlight. We might have to wrap this one up soon. I'm starting to get hungry out here. Oh, this thing? Oh, that's crazy, bro. That's a wild looking one. Is this it right here? Oh, that's sick. So cool. Is this the right blade? Wow, look at that. Wild looking. It's got like a hook at the end of it. It's kind of scary looking, actually. Yeah, you could probably do this with like a, I don't know, maybe a plane and some subdivisions and such. CG Cookie Blender Topics General. Oh, this guy's been asking me to make this for a while, so let me look. CG Cookie Blender Topics General. Oh, here it is. For the live stream. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. Bro, it's a zipped file. I'm gonna delete this. I don't know if I trust that file. I don't know if I trust that. No offense. Can you? It was like, yeah, I don't know if it was a zipped file or what. That was. I don't know if I trust that. I probably shouldn't have downloaded that. Sorry, nothing against you. I'm sure your intentions are not bad, but you never know because I don't know. Yeah, the particles one is a lot of fun. Mythical sword another time would be cool. Yeah, I actually might have to wrap this live stream up because I think my baby's about to wake up. But guys, this has been a really fun one. I wanted to thank you guys so much for joining the live stream today. It has been an absolute blast, and I've had so much fun. Thank you guys. I am going to hop offline only because I do have to go and I have to eat lunch soon anyway. I haven't eaten a lot today. I promise we'll do this again. In the meantime, though, I do want to shout out like one thing. This is free. It's not a paid thing, but I do want to shout out if you want to learn more about, Where's this thing? If you want to learn more about just like general Blender and stuff like that, definitely check out the tutorial on this because we learned how to create this awesome honey bottle in Blender. I highly suggest you check it out. It is so much fun to work with, and you can make your own custom label that you can slap on the bottle. So please check that out. This isn't a product, it's just a fun like thing to do. So definitely check that out, guys. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Keep on blending. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me personally or CG Cookie or any of our videos, and someone will definitely get back to you. Yes, I did make. Yep, thank you. I did make the cloth add-on on my own live stream, my own personal live stream on the other channel. But yeah, definitely check those things out, and feel free to follow me, reach out to me. It's been really awesome. I really enjoy these live streams. I hope you guys do too. Yeah, man, I'm so excited for Core. I'm so excited for Core to come out because like it's not just for you guys, it's for me too. Like I get to take all those courses, and I am so excited to learn more, especially with like 5.2 coming out. Like GeoNodes, everything's like so different now. Man, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. You know, Particles Advanced, or can you start intermediate knowledge? Every single thing that I teach and that we all teach is like for beginners. Like, now obviously having more knowledge helps with your, like the interface and like functionality within Blender. But if you're just a beginner, like all the things that we have are formatted for beginners to learn. So if you're like really looking into like getting this stuff set up, what I would do is I would check out CG Cookie Core. Just pull this up real quick. This is our core fundamentals right here. Again, Core Fundamentals 2 is coming out, but I specifically teach physics. So even if you want to just check out last year's course, this is like the fundamentals of physics. We learned so much, but now there's like updated projects. But you can see like we have rigid body physics and rigid body constraints. We have our soft body physics, cloth physics, you know, smoke and fire, particle systems, dynamic paint, force fields, and then some troubleshooting stuff. There's literally, I mean, there's so much you can do with just physics alone. So I can't express it enough. Also, if you do want to check us out on Superhive, we have our, again, it's right here. This is a pre-sale. So I'm just going to, last time I'm going to drop it in the chat just because people were asking for it. I'm not dropping it to force it on you guys, but people were asking about it. 80 people have already bought this, which is great. And again, where's the one I'm teaching? Where is it? There you go. This is mine. Physics Fundamentals. This is actually the hero image is the particle physics that we talk about. But man, is there some cool stuff to learn in here. And then if you're interested in my products, you're more than welcome to check them out. I just launched a new one, which is right here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Threadcraft. So this is the new one that I launched. You're more than welcome to check it out. Again, it allows you to like basically just like embroider something onto a surface. So if you're interested, you can check that one out too. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Happy blending, and we'll see you in the next live stream.